Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DTV studio. I'm Trace Clinton here alongside my partner in crime, Grant Palmatier, and we're bringing you DTV's doubleheader special, Game Day.
Starting in just a few minutes, the Lady Cards will take on Flint Powers Catholic. Stick around after the game for Trace and I's breakdown of the game. We'll have highlights, stats, and a bunch more then. But that's not all, because after that, the guys will take off the court and square off against the Chargers.
And following that, join me and Grant here in the studio again for our post-game show. We'll recap the night and give you a little more that you definitely won't want to miss. Two great matchups here with plenty of action. And to help you get the full Game Day experience, we've brought back two former Davison High School students and current DTV legends, Sean Bednard and Chris Jarrett.
For now, we'll send it over to Sean and Chris in the gym. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching DTV's Game Day.
Thank you, Trace. Grant, everyone back in the studio, and we are live now in the Richard McLaughlin Student Event Center for a little Saginaw Valley Conference rivalry night. 2-5 Conference Davison Cardinals come into this game to play host against the uncontested 6-0 in the Saginaw Valley South, the Flint Powers Catholic Chargers. Well, Sean, one more time back on the desk here in D-Town. I'm Chris Jarrett back here one more time on the desk with no one else than Sean Bednard. Sean, these two teams are coming into this game both wanting this rivalry game, but look a little bit different than last time.
Yeah, Chris, this isn't the first time we've met in the Cardinal Cage, and this isn't the first time these two teams have met this season either. The two met earlier in the newly opened Powers Catholic Gymnasium, and things did not go quite how the Cardinals had planned.
At the same time, the Lady Cards were set to break the Chargers here at home. Ball control has been a problem all season for the girls, and Powers used that to their advantage. Alex Gill and Madeline Carr managed to put up 10 points each, but that wasn't quite enough to seal the win. Lindsay Coy of Powers nailed an impressive 17 points by herself, leading the Chargers to a 34-53 victory.
Ultimately, they got more possessions. Turnovers, offensive rebounds, playing a little bit out of control really hurt us, but we'll learn from it. It's something we've seen now, and we got to get better at.
I know you're already looking towards the next game.
Talk until we get.
A little bit of some problems here for the national anthem. We're going to get that on for you as soon as it comes. When it does play, we are going to take a slight pause. But for now, Sean, while we're waiting, you take a look at this game, and it was a little bit different the first time that they met. It's going to be a little bit different this time.
Yeah, it wasn't quite, like I said, a night that they want to remember for Davison. They lost 53-34 in the Powers gym. Highest for the night, Alex Gill had 10, Madeline Kiar had 10. We'll step aside real quick for the national anthem.
now we've got the national anthem done and taken care of there in the gym. Sean, like you were talking about, man, this game does not. The last time that they met, it was a totally different story, and Davison's hoping to see a different thing this time.
Yeah, absolutely. At the very least, they want to slow down Lindsay Coy of Power. 17 points last night. She has had one heck of a season. She's averaging, she had 17 points, like I said. She's averaging 1.7 rebounds per game. That's pretty impressive just for such a young gun like she is. 8-6 overall, 6-0 in the conference. That's something you can't even contest.
Yeah, and that's like you said, it's something that's going to be tough to hang in there for the Cardinals. One of the biggest things that Davison's going to have to do is Powers loves to run and gun it and shoot the three, honestly. Davison's coming into this game 2-5. It's going to be very tough for them because you take a look at their roster. They don't have someone like a big girl that can really hang with these Chargers. So it's going to be difficult to see how they're going to hang with it for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the size, like just looking at it right now, it's a clear mismatch. And you got a couple tall girls on the Davison team. Alexis Angus obviously sticks out, but besides that, it's a little bit of a mismatch, and hopefully we don't see a similar result as we did back in December versus that Powers team that Davison had. It's going to be quite a contest here tonight, but we know special things can happen here in the Cardinal cage, especially for these ladies. They have had some great seasons the last couple seasons. I mean, this year, it's starting off a little bit dismal, 4-10. Last year, 9-9, but a couple seasons ago, a 20-win team like that. Special things could happen here.
Yeah, big game here in Davison. Powers, Davison, always a big rivalry game, and we are just getting ready to tip things off here in Davison, Michigan. Teams huddled up before we start off. I'm really excited for this game tonight, Sean. I'm hoping that we're gonna see a different thing than last time that these two teams met. A bit of a closer game. The Cardinals have matured since they met them last time. It was very early in the season, so hopefully we see something a bit more of a basketball game this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Davison loves to fight at home. They're just a completely different team when it comes to being here, and hopefully they can stick with this Powers team.
Yeah, home court advantage is something that you definitely hope that you would have here. And let's see if the Cardinals can have a little bit of a better start than last time. Up for the tip now, Lindsay Coy and Maddie Carr for the Cardinals. And we are underway here in Davison, Michigan.
Maddie Carr, what a story. 8.8 points per game. Right off the bat, pretty much an obvious leader for this Davison team.
Wangler with the ball. The dribble drive, kick out to Gill. Gill inside to Gabriel. Gabriel puts it on the floor and drives herself, and she's fouled. So just like that, Haley Gabriel gets the ball in her hands. We talked about it a little bit before the game. She's going to be the one that's going to drive to try and commit fouls for Davison. She heads to the line 16 seconds into this game, and that could be huge if the Cardinals could get the Chargers in foul trouble here early.
Hey, that's instant offense. That's the best way to get points. Stand on the stripe, no pressure in your face. You got to take advantage of those free points.
Gabriel misses her first free throw. Looks to hit her second.
She's coming into this game averaging 7.3 points a game.
And she does. 1-0, we have broken 0-0 here. Chargers look to move the ball up the floor. It's Curry. She pulls up for the shot off the back of the rim, clunks out. Rebound underneath and controlled by the Chargers. Cardinals have to grab those loose ball rebounds.
Oh, absolutely.
Corey dishes it off to Rustapher. Moving it around nicely, and it's going to be a double dribble.
Can't be committing that kind of thing. This Davison team usually has the ability to make you pay for those turnovers.
Cardinals are facing a full court pressure early, and it's stolen. Poor pass there. Casey Wangler could not corral it. Here comes Corey and the Chargers. The pass inside, off the fingertips. Turned over. So we're seeing some early basketball here. A lot of turnovers. 2 already by Powers, 1 by Davison. Davison going to try and break this press here. Gabriel's got to get it in to Gill, and she does. Press does not go away, however.
Nah, this
Gill
Powers
facing this all alone. She's got to get it across the half. She can't. She
just got it.
Wangler on the drive, and she gets it to fall. 3-0 Cardinals here, 6:55 to play in the first. Casey taking it on herself, going up the right hand. Loose ball here at half. We got some chaos early with the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
Corey with the ball on the baseline. Cross pass. Pull up for 3 is Rustapher. Off the back of the rim. Loose ball. Controlled by Gill. Look at that dish out to Wangler. Nice hustle there by Gill. Here come the Cardinals.
For sure.
Casey facing the pressure alone by Rachel Philpotts.
Seen a very unclean game from Powers here so far.
Wangler, the dish to Gabriel, and it's blocked. Underneath the hoop, loose ball, Charger basketball. Sean, what are you seeing here early?
Powers is just playing like a team that's not really sure what they're supposed to be doing. That full court press defense that they had the Cardinals in, thought they were going to get a turnover from that because Davison was not able to cross that half court hash, but so far just really a Powers team that hasn't been able to take advantage of anything that they've had.
Davison dishing the pressure right back to the Chargers. Coach Staudaker for Powers is clearly upset.
Deservedly so.
Yeah. Possession now belongs to the Cardinals. Here come the Chargers. 3-0 Davison lead early on. Like we talked about, we hope that we were going to see something a little bit different.
So far it's been that.
The shot, rebound, underneath the hoop, goes up, it's blocked from behind. Wangler in possession, and here come the Cardinals. Chargers with no longer the full court press, kind of getting back on defense, seeing that the Cardinals are scoring. Wangler puts it on the floor, and she's fouled on the floor. No shot there. Unless they are going to give it to her. I don't believe that was a shooting foul. No, they're going to take it by the baseline.
2 fouls already on this Powers team. Only not even 3 minutes into this first quarter.
They were seeing very fast physical basketball. Davison's going to try and make Powers play their game here on their home court. Gabriel gets it into Wangler. Wangler looking to do something with it. She can't find anyone, so she'll put it on the floor herself. It's knocked loose, and she regains possession, kicks it out to Gill. Gill on the floor to Rucker.
See, Powers is playing this really tough 2-3 zone right now on those Cardinals.
Rucker puts it on the floor, but takes about 2 steps too many, and she travels and turns it back over to Powers. 5:28 to play in the first quarter. 3-0, an early Davison lead. Looking more of like a football score so far here in Cardinal country. Fast break for the Cardinals. Shot is up and good. That's Lindsay Corey. She's going to make the difference in this game if the ball is in her hands and she is open, and she was there, and she does not falter, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. 1 for 2 on the night, but kind of a skewed number. I mean, she's already making her impact. First points of the night for Powers. Kind of surprising that it's almost at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter.
Haley Gabriel gets it knocked out by Corey. She looks to inbound it from the baseline. Cardinals having a tough job of inbounding the ball here early on in this game. She throws it all the way at half court to Wangler, and she crosses calm and collect with Corey on her tight. The dish to Gabriel, kind of a poor pass. Wangler just kind of threw it up in hopes that Gabriel would come down with it, and she didn't. Here comes Westorfer for the Chargers, facing Gill. Nice Euro step, can't fall. Gill rips it down, and it's a jump ball possession arrow to Davison. Very nice move there by Westorfer. Almost got it to fall. Would have given the Chargers here the lead.
Only question I have is how did that not go in?
Yeah, it went off the backboard and looked like it just clunked out. Davison doing a very, very slow and sloppy job, you can see here, of breaking this press early on in this game. Wangler crosses court, dribbling, and the Cardinals look to set some things up here. 3-2, 4:35 to play. Underneath, under the hoop, shot can't fall, knocked loose. And that was Carr trying to get it to go for the Cardinals. Haley Gabriel to inbound. Cardinals stack up their formation. Kicked inside to Carr, and she got it. Nice finish with a lot of contact there. 5-2. Cardinals lead. Chargers are able to break the press. Corey puts it on the floor. Nice cross pass. Kicks it out to the top. Clothing, she's knocked down hard. Jump ball. Craig Hitchcock very pleased with his Cardinals early on in this game, and rightfully so. So it'll be Corey to inbound for the Chargers. Westorfer will check out for Powers.
Van Elst will come in for the Chargers.
Right underneath. Powers looks to take things out, back out to the top, and set some things up. Philpotts now facing pressure by a zone for the Cardinals.
Gotta be careful.
Pass to the baseline.
Gotta be careful of that 2-3 zone with a good shooting team like Powers.
Swing pass, nice closeout. Good pressure by Davison right now. 3:50 to play. Good thing there's no shot clock for the Powers Chargers, and a foul, shooting foul. This is going to be, it's going to be on Davison. It'll be assessed against Haley Gabriel, That's Davison's first foul in this game, 3:48 to go in the first quarter.
Can't be too upset about that if you're Coach Fischhauber. I mean, you're playing a tough game so far in a defensive struggle, and only your first foul? Not bad.
And Corey, a rare miss there by the junior.
What's that?
Both of them. Just show them.
Gets their second one.
Gabriel to inbound. She can't find anyone. She finally gets it to Wangler, and she's looking at a little 2-on-1 here. Drives it all the way, can't get it to fall. Loose ball, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals with 3:42 to play in the first quarter.
Chris, not exactly the score I would have expected with only 3:42 left in this first quarter. 5-3 Davison lead. Real defensive struggle for a Powers team that likes to score a lot of points.
Gabriel to inbound. Looking for a feed. And she's just going to clear it out to Gill. Almost goes past half. She corrals it.
Got to be careful of that.
Gill open for three off the pass. And it's rebounded by Gabriel underneath the hoop. She can't get it to fall. Tipped up by Carr. No call there. Hitchcock very upset, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals. Hitchcock telling his players to just keep playing. Gabriel will inbound again. Let's see if the Cardinals can come away with some points here. Gabriel. And it will be inbounded to Katie Hall for three. Got it! 3-5 with 3:20 to play in the first quarter. She knocks down the first triple of the night.
It's about as pretty of a look from three as you can see.
Nice pressure there by Gabriel. But the Chargers will recuperate here.
Yeah, really being a little bit of a nuisance there for the Chargers. Nothing against them.
Here's Corey for the Chargers. Off the dribble, she's going to go right side, loses possession. And it's going to go with Davison. No one touched it.
She looked like she had a chance to recover her turnover, but she had thought it went off a Davison player. Kind of a surprising result. We would have expected her to at least try and make an effort to get that ball.
Peabody checking in for Corey for the Chargers. Pep band starting to file in, as we will have for the boys' game later tonight, maybe even for some of the girls' game. Here come the Cardinals on the break of the press. The dish to Angus. She can't corral it. Loose ball in the corner, and she stepped out of bounds. Davison's basketball.
Wow.
Did you expect this? Because I did not.
No, this is sloppy. This is,
unfortunately.
This is just a really bad taste in your mouth. Not the Powers team that you would have expected to show up here on a
Gabriel's got to
Friday
get it
night.
in. She finally does it. Katie Hall underneath.
Whoa.
And she gets it in, takes it to the floor. The dish to Gill. She's going to pull up for three. That's going to be way off. Nice save by Gill. Right back to Gill off from Gabriel off the feed. Loose ball on the floor. And we got another jump ball. That's going to go back to Davison.
Chris, do they practice boxing out anymore? Because all I saw in that drive was Davison rebound, Davison rebound. Davison gets the ball from out of bounds and gets it back in for a rebound. I mean, come on, Powers, what are you doing?
Gabriel inbounding yet again for Davison. And again, she can't find anyone, so it's going to go all the way past half. Casey Wangler will corral it. Facing half-court pressure by Francesca Corey. Wangler will put it on the floor on the drive. Past everyone, nice put-up, but just too strong. Cardinals looking to press here.
3-on-1.
To Philpotts. Nice dish. And it can't fall. And another jump ball. This will go for Powers. A lot of good shots right now, but they're just not falling, Sean.
Yeah, sometimes it's about being lucky better than good. Powers doesn't have any luck right now. They're taking good shots, but they're just not falling.
Nice
That one does.
Foul, and the bucket will count. Van Alst will head to the line.
Davison foul number 20, Adrian Gill, that's her first.
So out of all the open looks they saw, the one with contact will fall.
That's the one that you do want to get fall.
That's just where the pickle squirts.
Yeah, exactly. Going for the old 3-point play.
Van Alst shots, fouls. Quick timeout by Powers before Davison can get an inbound. So Sean, 2 minutes, 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Davison leads 8-6. Your thoughts?
Just, what a game so far. It's been sloppy. It's been defensive. It's been a good game of rebounds. More jump balls in the first quarter than you see sometimes in a basketball game altogether.
Combined, yeah.
This is just it's just kind of a weird first quarter. I think this is really both teams trying to feel each other out again.
Yep.
They haven't seen each other since obviously early in the season, so they're kind of see how the teams have changed since then. obviously Powers has just not been able to have any shots fall. Taking good looks, the Euro step, that one right underneath the basket on that last drive, but nothing's falling.
Definitely two different teams than we saw the first time. Cardinals will inbound off of the made free throw. It'll be Gabriel looking to try. They're going to see some more of a one-man press by the Chargers. That's Addie Clothier that'll be pressing. Wengler picks her dribble up. Luckily gets it to Gabriel, who gets it to Porritt. She puts it on the floor, almost loses it. Dishes it to Hall. Hall dribbling around, back to Wengler, up top. Back to Hall. She does not pull up. She dishes baseline to Gabriel. Gabriel is fouled, and she's headed to the line.
Really nice offensive drive right there for Davison. Being able to get inside of the lane, cause that pressure underneath the net. Now they're going to be going to the line for an easy two.
Davison looking to do a lot of that. Try and get some ball fakes and look for vulnerable areas inside to try and get it to Gabriel, because she is one who will get fouled and go to the free throw line. You see she's a very good free throw shooter, and she sinks the first one. 9-6, minute 49 to play. Gabriel looking to sink her second.
She can't get it to fall. But a rebound by Davison, got it, and one, baby. Haley Gabriel's going right back to the line. She did that intentionally. I mean, come on.
Do you think she tried to do that? Try to call the foul, go to the line?
Oh, absolutely. They're practicing that one all the time. You know, the missed free throw, rebound, kill back to the line. It's a classic play. We ran that all the time back in my rec league.
Oh no, Bednard back in the rec league.
Gets that one to fall. Yeah, just like we practiced it.
So the Chargers looking to break the press, and they do a little more effortlessly up the outlet. Chargers pull up, look for a shot off to the left side of the rim. Davison basketball right again. Rachel Philpotts can't believe it. She puts her hands on her head. Cardinals up 12-6 here nearing the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Davison's doubling them up. This is not the game I expected. Davison really came into this one with a fiery passion to win.
Porritt knocked down hard. Chargers already pushing the bonus. And we're almost not even into the second half yet.
5 fouls already.
Some substitutions here by both teams. Maddie Carr checking back in for the Cardinals. For Alexis Angus. Gabriel will inbound on the top side of the basketball hoop. She gets it to Wengler. Wengler to Porritt. Ball fake, dribble baseline, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Wengler, almost stolen away. Wengler puts it on the floor. Looks for a pass to Gabriel, not there. Some tough, stingy defense, but a little bit too tough there. Called foul. Minute 20 left in the first quarter. Cardinals up 12-6 here on an undefeated Saginaw Valley South team. Powers Catholic Chargers. This will be very interesting if we see this type of behavior continue by the Chargers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you have an undefeated team in your conference, you're trying to do everything you can to get that win over this team.
Jump ball, possession arrow of the Cardinals. We'll look at that. Yet another in Davison in favor of the possession arrow.
And so it continues, Chris.
Wengler facing some pressure, looking to try and break. She wants to go right, but they're forcing her to go left. Gabriel can't break the press on her own. Loose ball. We're going to have another jump ball here, and we do. Possession arrow Chargers.
You know, there's almost been more jump balls than there has been points for the Chargers, and that's just something that's a little bit astounding to me.
Chargers shots just not falling here early in the game. Craig Hitchcock for the Cardinals calls a quick 30-second timeout. So, Sean, we've kind of been giving our input about this game a little bit. But now that we have the chance, let's dive into it a little bit more. What do you think some adjustments that need to be made by both teams here nearing the end of the first quarter?
I'd love to say take better looks if you're Powers, but they've had some good looks. It's just that it's kind of rattled off of the rim. The bank is not open as far as the backboard concerns underneath or above the basket. Really just keep up your defense. I mean, you've only allowed 12 points, which isn't too bad in the first quarter,
right.
But along with that defense, you have to be able to get yourself some points. They're getting the turnovers. They're getting some of the jump balls.
Half.
Got to slow down. Yeah.
Getting half of them.
Yep. I mean, you got to slow down these fouls. 5 fouls in the first quarter it's a little asinine, I'll be honest.
Here come the Chargers with less than a minute to play. Rusdorfer, pressured by Wengler. The kick to the corner, knocked away by Carr, and here comes Hall and the dish to Wengler. Cardinals look to break this pressure. A very tough mid-court press. The second that they cross, they're ready to pounce. Nice feed by Wengler inside to Gabriel. She gets it to fall with 35 seconds left. 14-6, Davison leads, nearing the end of the first quarter.
Can't draw that one up any better. Right underneath the basket, just being able to lay it in nice and easy like that one. Doctor will take that one every day of the week.
Gabriel got a bit too jumpy there on the defensive end. She thought she poked it away.
Davison foul number 24, Haley Gabriel.
That's her second team foul. So Angus is going to check in for Gabriel. That's very, very puzzling, especially for Coach Hitchcock. A very strong asset coming out of your senior there. You do not want her on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, she's already your leading scorer. She's got the 7 points actually so far. You can't have her come out.
The runner for Corey is no good. Hall kind of throws it right back to her. Fouled and it falls. Well, just like that, senseless pass can lead to something like that. A turnover right off of the rebound. Powers heading the line to make it a 5-point game.
You know, that was just kind of a careless pass, and I mean, you can only keep a team good as Powers down for so long before they're going to find their own beat, jump to their own rhythm, get some points, and maybe go for the three-point play here the old-fashioned way.
And they got it.
So just like that, 14-9 with 14 left on the clock.
Angus the inbound to Wengler. Cardinals looking to maybe not turn it over.
This
Wengler facing some more pressure. But once they break it, they are very vulnerable. The dish to Hall, she pulls up for the long two off the back of the rim, tipped off by Angus, and this is going to be Powers basketball with a few tenths of a second left in the first half, the first quarter rather.
You know, I'd like to say the full court press is working because of the 2 turnovers, but they're making themselves very vulnerable when they are breaking out of it. I think Powers has got to try and kind of adjust back to that, maybe not send 3 back on the front court.
So just like that, 14-9, a very nice Davison lead here at the end of the first quarter. You got to be very pleased if you're Craig Hitchcock. We are now going to send it to Jordan Bruns on the sideline for the analysis of the first quarter. Jordan, what do you got?
Hey, thanks guys. Powers is a longtime rival of Davison, but around here, they seem to be a rival for everybody, which makes it hard for them every time they hit the court.
Game because everybody really wants to beat you. We're always the opponents, one of their rivalries, and Davison's one of our rivalries. They goes back a long ways.
What? Read it. Read what? Read what? Read what?
Unofficial tables is going to blow their horn. They're trying to figure some things out here. It's going to give us a little bit more time, Sean, to talk about some of the things I see you've been taking stats down very avidly in the first quarter. Elaborate a little bit. What did you see based on the numbers?
Haley Gabriel's having herself a very nice game. 3 of 5 from the free throw line for 3, of course, and then 2 of 2 from the field goal range. So she's already got herself 7 points, but the 2 fouls are the thing that really sticks out more than any of those stats. She's got to play a little bit more cleaner of a game. Coach elected to keep her on the bench a little bit longer, but I don't expect that to happen for very much longer. Actually, no, she is out on you.
Port, a very good ball handler for the Cardinals. She gets fouled just 16 seconds here into the first quarter, in the second quarter. Breaks are so small, it seems like there's no break at all.
Absolutely. I mean, that's 2 fouls already on Francesca Corey. You got to be a little worried about that if you're Coach Staudacher.
A lot of subbing going on right now by Staudacher, looking for an answer right now deep in his Powers team. The screen, trying to inbound it. They just kind of lob it up to nobody in particular. Here comes the steal by the Chargers. It's Cloutier the other way. Easy layup. It falls. 14-11. A lot of these Powers points are coming off of a few of these Cardinals turnovers. Really senseless, actually.
Yeah, and I really think that's going to be the main thing that we see Coach Hitchcock talk about at halftime. They've been playing a solid game all around, but the turnovers are just getting up there. And like you said, that's why the points are coming for Powers.
Wengler looking for something to do with the ball. She kicks it out to Hall, who's wide open for a 3. Off the back of the rim. It looked like it was about 70% down. Kind of clunked out of the back end of the rim, and here come the Chargers.
That looked like it had a beautiful arc behind it, like a rainbow, but just nothing falling there.
Nice skip pass into the corner. Nice ball movement by the Chargers. Here's Rustorfer dribbling with Gill on her. Nice skip pass over Wengler and a travel. Did look like Vanderbilt took a little bit more than 2 steps there, so yet another turnover by these teams. We're seeing both come more often than none. and it'll tend to give a coach a few gray hairs.
Yeah, shaking off a little bit of the end of the week rust is this Davison team and this Powers team. Another missed 3 right there for Hall.
Katie Hall, another missed 3. She can't find him to fall. Here come the Chargers. Vanderbilt just kind of sends it to half to Rustorfer. Chargers trying to set up their offense. Cardinals in a man-to-man, leaves the baseline wide open, and it can't fall. Another easy shot that's just not falling for Powers.
I mean, you can't buy a shot to fall for these Powers Chargers.
They're doing everything right. It's just not falling.
They're taking good looks. They're right underneath
Absolutely.
the basket. They've got an open shot. Is there something wrong with the hoop over there? What's going on?
Little deflate gate action, but a little Cardinal clunk with the rim going on.
Yeah, you know, Coach Staudacher, he was taught underneath Coach Belichick's brother.
Yeah. Bob Belichick.
Yeah, the basketball great for the D2 college of NJIT.
Oh, a 3 up by Hall. Can't fall. She's in there in the mix, and a foul is called. Looking to see who it goes on. It's going to be 1-1, so it's going to go against the Chargers on number 4, Abby Clothier.
Nice aggressive play there by Hall. Sees her shot isn't going to fall, decides to dive for the ball, hitting her own rebound. That's just something you don't see enough from basketball players anymore.
Katie Hall to the line the first time tonight. She sinks the first one here, 1-1 free throw, so she's going to get another opportunity. 5:59 to play in the first half. Cardinals on top, 15-11. Very interesting game so far. Hall's second free throw, got it. Perfect from the line so far tonight, 2 for 2. Chargers a quick break of the press. Vanderbilt. And the student section in the Davison side starting to take very small life form. That's Dylan Wellover over there for the Cardinal student body. Oh, nice feed inside, wide open, can't finish. Yet another one.
Great job getting that rebound, though, if you're Powers.
Nice kick, nice ball fake, the drive, no foul called. And they're going to call a jump ball, it's going to go to Powers.
That's some good defense right there by Davison. They surrounded her completely. It's kind of like a makeshift triangle defense on their own.
Nice penetration there by the Chargers. That was Sophia Dubio. I thought usually you see a foul. Sometimes you might not. And they didn't there. Powers on the drive and a travel. And that turns it right back over to the Cardinals with 5:25 to play in the first half. 16-11, Davison on top.
Unbelievable. This,
really,
I hate to say the word again, but sloppy. I mean, this is like Wednesday night in the cafeteria. Sloppy Joe's just all around the Powers.
Wangler with the drive off the backboard, way too long. Carr with the rebound, she rips it down, and a foul is called. That's going to send Maddie Carr to the free throw line, 5:15 to play. We talked about it a little bit. This second quarter might be full of fouls and free throw shots for the Cardinals.
I mean, you're talking about 13 combined fouls already, and we still have 5:15 to go in this first half.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some very hands-up defense from these Chargers in the second half, not wanting to go back to this again. Carr, her first attempt, falls almost perfectionally.
Yeah, that's what old Steph Curry would call a splash.
Very pure form, didn't even touch any part of the rim. Her second shot goes way down. The spring up, pure.
Doesn't even leave her feet on him. Beautiful.
Cardinals very strong from the free throw line tonight. 18-11, Davison on top, 5:10 to play. You can see the crowd starting to get into it a little bit here. This is Davison and Powers.
Yeah, you know, Davison has led almost all games so far, which is really surprising to think about.
Foul called here. Believe it's going to go against, believe it's Gill. Yes, it will be. She's going to find her way to the bench.
She's replaced by
Julia Rucker comes in for the Cardinals. Inbound right underneath the hoop for the Chargers. It's Vanderbilt with the ball in her hands. She's got to get it in. She does. Right at the top of the key. The drive for Dubio pulls up, clanks off the side of the backboard. Here comes Wangler with no numbers. She's all alone. Puts it on the floor, just kind of throws it up off the backboard. And she didn't grab it there. Very surprising to see. Casey just didn't even grab that ball. I think she thought it was going to go out of bounds. She kind of rolls her eyes there. She thought she was fouled.
See, I had figured she was getting ready for that transition defense.
Tessa Peabody will get the foul assessed to her. This will be Angus heading to the line for the Cardinals.
Chargers,
Corey checking back in for the Chargers, and this is Phil Potts as well.
The Cardinals streak 1 and the bonus
Bennett and Dubio checking out for Powers. 4:44 to play in the second quarter, 18-11, a 7-point lead, Sean, for the Cardinals right now.
That is huge.
This is just kind of amazing, honestly.
And they're looking to add on to it right here.
Oh, wow. Way off the side of the backboard. No contact made, so the Chargers will be able to inbound it uncontested. And this is Rusdorfer with 4:35 to play in the first half. She puts it on the floor. Tight contention by Wangler. She tries to go baseline, nothing there. Up to the top of the key. Driving inside. Nice move, can't fall. Loose ball is controlled by Rusdorfer. She hawks up a three off the side of the rim. Corralled by Wangler. And here come the Cardinals. She's trying to avoid another turnover. She picks up her dribble right in the corner, and it's just to Rucker.
2-on-1.
Carr underneath, and a charge called against Maddie Carr.
A nice job right there by Peabody to set her feet.
I was just going to say the same thing. Very nice job. Presence of mind to just kind of understand what was going on. She sets her feet, sets herself up for a charge, and a nice charge taken there.
She did that very, very quickly, I would say, because she was on a 2-on-1. That's kind of a scenario. Is I'm going to play defense or I got to take the charge? Smart decision right there.
Nicole Kramer checking in for Tessa Peabody for the Chargers.
Rucker's trying to be a little bit of a nuisance to her right now.
And she is, too. Very quick feet, very small waist. She's able to move with the ball very easily. It's Corey. She pulls up for a shot. Got it.
That was a clean-looking one right there.
Wangler getting the feed from Gabriel. Back to Haley. Looking for a break. Hawks it up to Katie Hall. She sets and picks her dribble up. The dish to Rucker, who will kick it out to Wangler to try and set up the offense now for the Cardinals. Rusdorfer trying to apply some of the pressure. Rucker now on the left side. The dish inside to Gabriel. Poked away. And a timeout by Craig Hitchcock.
Smart.
He sees a little bit of some sloppiness by the Cardinals offense. Tries to call a timeout before things go completely haywire. And Sean, you said smart timeout. Why do you think so?
It looked like that Davison team right there. They weren't really sure what kind of offense they'd wanted to be setting up. And obviously we almost just saw a turnover right there. Craig Hitchcock just wants to slow things down, say, hey, come on, girls, we're up 5. This is Powers we're beating right now. Just take a breath, get some water, and just set up the offense that we've been playing so far all night.
Davison doing a very good job of being able to control the rebounds. We talked about Powers getting a lot of easy opportunities, but not able to convert.
And I mean, some of it is just the shots aren't falling. I've said it before, but I feel like a broken record, but so do the shots looking. I mean, they took like 3 or 4 shots where it was great look, no person within like 4 feet, shot just brick.
Absolutely. So it's Wangler being guarded by Rusdorfer. The dish to Rucker. She's looking for something. She'll dish it right back to Wangler. And that's Corey. She's tripped and falls. No whistle, and it's going to be Davison basketball. Wow. Corey was tripped down. She has her hands to her sides looking for a foul call, as I was as well, to be honest.
Trying to go for fast break points, and you know, when you're in that transition defense, sometimes taking the foul is the easier way to just preventing those easy points. A little bit of a hometown call right there. Tough to decide.
Wangler across half court. The dish to Angus. Nice feed underneath. She can't finish. And it's called Powers basketball. Facing some contention by Rucker right now. Corey rolls off Rucker looking for the ball. She won't get it. It's Rusdorfer now crossing half.
Playing more of a man-to-man defense now are the Cardinals.
But they switch on the screens as well, and they've been doing a very good job of that.
Yeah, and when it comes to driving the lane, they're playing a very good swarm defense as well.
Rusdorfer, nice dish inside. To Corey, she can't get it to fall. Rebound by Katie Hall. Now it's Wangler. Here come the Cardinals. No pressure for Wangler, no problem for her. She's just going to drive, and a foul called. That's going to go against Anna Rusdorfer.
That's a little bit of a weak call right there. I've seen a little more aggressive play that hasn't been called earlier in the game.
You're right, especially the way, like you said, the way that this game's going. We're seeing some of these touch calls being called against the Cardinals. It's definitely you take into consideration some of the calls that have not been called.
Absolutely.
We've got a very tight game right now. A lot of things coming into contention, though. You have turnovers, you have missed opportunities right underneath the hoop. Wangler missed her first free throw. Her second one falls. And now it's a 6-point lead, an even number for the Cardinals. Julia Rucker coming right up, trying to apply some pressure. Corey with nowhere to go. The dish. Here's Philpotts. She puts it on the floor and drives herself off the back of the rim. It will not fall. And a nice rebound by Angus. She dishes it to Wangler, who's been the primary person to try and break this press. Wangler, the dish to Hall. Nothing open. She puts it on the floor, looks across the baseline to Rucker. Long two off the back of the rim, and over the back call against Haley Gabriel. That's her third.
Ooh, that is a scary place to be right now. You're only in the first half. My goodness.
The Cardinals, number 33, Maddie Carr.
You see Maddie Carr coming in for Haley Gabriel. Very tough. Very tougher. She's going to have to carry these 3 fouls for the rest of the game. Limited playing time. Hopefully not, but that's... Greg Hitchcock's got to play it smart now, as does Haley Gabriel.
Yeah, I think they should just let Haley Gabriel take a breather for the rest of the half.
Clean box out there, but no one went for the basketball. Rucker dives to the floor, and a travel call.
Wow.
Nice hustle by Rucker, but she must have slid a bit too long on the floor. Hey, Sean, we're getting some screen time there.
What's up, everybody?
Philpotts, the inbound to Corey, and here come the Chargers.
It's always been astounding to me that you can get a travel from sliding.
Yeah.
How many slides is a step?
1.5.
What is one slide in feet?
I don't know. Loose ball, a lot of chaos right now. Corey just kind of hawks it up, and a save, no good. And this will be Cardinal basketball. 1:41 to play in the first half.
You know, in this last 6 minutes or so, there's only been 1 field goal for the Chargers.
Yeah, very, very astounding, especially when you see the type of team that they are, averaging about 40-some points a game. Wangler, long pass, can't find anyone, hoping she does. She will not.
A little too hot on that pass.
This has been a game of turnovers so far.
Absolutely.
Rustorfer for the Chargers.
Circle!
Trying to set up their offense here with less than 1.5 minutes to play in the first half. Nice dish to Corey. She can't find it. Rustorfer chases it down.
Uh-oh.
And an official timeout.
Looks like Corey's down on the court.
And she's still down. This doesn't look too good.
Oh no, that's a terrible injury to have for the Powers Chargers.
Teams take a little unofficial timeout, talking some things over.
Kind of looked like she kind of ran into an elbow or a shoulder right there, that, especially being in her face region. That's what one would suspect.
Stacy West out there, athletic trainer for the Cardinals, looking good as ever.
Chris, what can you say about this first half so far?
Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, this really doesn't look good. She's not even giving any pressure on that right leg.
Yeah,
and now there's a little bit, but not much. And she's looking to the sky right now. This is bad. You don't want to see this, you know, from either team, honestly. You don't want to see a player like this have to go out in the game so early in the game.
You can just see the grim look on Coach Staudacher's face.
A problem too, you know. This isn't just the last game of the season. There's many more games to come. So you look long-term future down the line, especially since she's not giving any pressure right now. And that right knee is very red right now.
Oh man.
On the bench, this doesn't look good, man. You know, you feel for the team right now.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's a rivalry game, but you know both teams respect each other very much.
Absolutely, you know, it's you know, you take a look at it, it's a rivalry and all that, but. Not sure what's going on here. Both teams kind of scramble for the ball. The kick out to Rustorfer for 3, and there you go.
Whoa! Fireball on that one. A little bit of a vapor trail coming behind that ball.
So some little bit of a parting gift there by Francesca Corey. Graces her team with a 3, I guess you could say. Rucker for looking for the Cardinals. 19-16, the scoreline right now. Rucker, nice take. Can't find the rim enough. And it's going to be Davison basketball. So less than a minute to play, 55 seconds left remaining on the clock. Wangler to inbound. A little bit different. We usually see Gabriel, but she's not in the game right now. The dish to Rucker. She looked for a quick shot, couldn't find one. Wangler wide open at the perimeter. She's going to put up a 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound, no good. Rucker almost runs through the front doors of the Davison gym. 46 seconds left. Cardinals still holding on to a 3-point lead.
That's a really surprising miss. When you have Wangler that wide open from behind the arc, I expect that one to fall 9 out of 10 times.
Rustorfer in the corner. The kick out to Van Elst for 3. Off the rim, that would have tied it. Katie Hall with the rebound. 30 seconds left. And Davison might hold for the last shot here, depending on the pressure that they see from the Chargers. No, Wangler's going to dish it right inside to Angus, and it's blocked hard. Loose ball in the corner, and it's going to be Davison basketball. That's what we talked about a little bit before the game. Davison doesn't really have that size to match up, and we see it there. This is Hall to inbound. She gets it to Wangler. It's going to cross half court. 18 seconds left. Wangler loses it on the floor. A jump ball is going to belong to Davison. 16 seconds left.
That was a little more risky than it needed to be on an inbound. That's just a simple inbound.
Yeah, Wangler, she tried to dribble it right off of the catch and lost it. Katie Hall dribbles it, picks her dribble up right at the half-court line, gets it to Wangler. Wangler the dish to Rucker. Inside to Carr, puts it on the floor. Blocked, 5 seconds left. Here come the Chargers trying to get a shot off. It's Philpotts at the buzzer. She got it! She got it! Tie ball game at the end of the first half. Count the bucket. Greg Hitchcock shaking his head. He can't believe it. We go on a halftime with style.
Do not count out the Powers team. Buzzer beating 3-19-19. We're going to toss it over to Jordan Bruins, our sideline reporter for the second half start, really.
Jordan, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. It's been a tough season for Lady Cards, but they're fighting through it. March Madness is coming up fast, and the girls have some new hope. The districts will start early March. Last time Davison won a district championship was back in 2012, winning against Flint Northwestern. This year, Davison gets a bye in the first round, and will be playing against Kersley in the second round at their place. Now, if Davison wins against Kersley, they will be playing Carmen Ainsworth, Swartz Creek, or Lapeer. Earlier this year, Davison beat Kersley by a hefty 24 points. So we have a pretty good chance of getting to the district finals. Let's check back in at the Game Day Center for a preview. Guys?
Be sure to stick around after the game for our Game Day post-game show. Later on, me and Trace will break down the game for you with some highlights, stats, and much, much more.
And after that, be sure to stay tuned for the guys game, with even more to come after that and plenty of awesome stuff. We've got plenty of the show, so I can promise you that you will not want to miss it. We'll see you then here on DTV's Game Day.
So we're looking at a performance right now by the Davison varsity dance team. Very interesting first half, Sean. I'm trying to talk over the noise here right now, but tell us about some of the stats right now. I mean, tie ball game really didn't look like a tie ball game the way that the two teams played, but that's what we got here going into the halftime break.
I think the most important thing that I can say, Powers had that final 8 points coming in like those last 2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, you can't really defend a buzzer-beating 3 the way that was. Off glass at an odd angle, 45 degrees about. 19-19, not at all what I expected. I expected about a 5-point lead going into the half for the Cardinals. Some adjustments definitely have to be made for both teams. I mean, 18 combined fouls. Davison with the lesser with 8, but still, turnover numbers are up there. Foul numbers are up there. Really a filthy first half. Kind of just leaves a gross taste in your mouth. Kind of just basketball that, as a coach, you just kind of have nightmares about. You're like, oh man, yeah, we got a lot of things to fix, girls. We gotta start.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, if you're a coach and you can come out of this game with a win, especially when you're talking about with all these things that you need to fix, but if you can come out of this with a win, you'd be sitting in very good shape. Now, a win to both of these ball clubs would mean two very different things.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Upsetting the #1 team in the Saginaw Valley South would be huge for Davison. They're still a team that's trying to find their identity, not only in the conference, but overall standing at 4-10. Meanwhile, for Powers, a tough win on the road at Davison would be huge going towards. We're coming down to the final couple games of the season. This is one of those key games they need to get to that 7-0 mark in the conference.
Yeah, when we take a look at conference games here, it decides basically seeding, I guess, when it comes to districts, but every game really counts.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say, you know, sometimes the regular season doesn't totally count. I couldn't disagree more, because this totally counts. Like you talked about, Powers team comes into the 6-0 in the Sac Valley South, and that would come against a 2-5 Davison Cardinals team. That would be huge. I mean, you take a look at some of the stuff that's happened with the Cardinals. Bay City Central, the girls team, shut out the Cardinals in the second quarter, didn't allow them to score at all. And, you know, you see two totally different sides, two totally different sides of these Cardinals sometimes. So we're going to take a look at this replay here. That shot that we saw right at the buzzer, uncontested. She had a wide open look. It was wide open. You could see just as she crossed half court, bang, tied it. You could see Robert Hatton there just looking, holding his grim face. Can't believe it. I don't think anyone could believe that. What a shot to tie the game. You almost kind of wish that was like the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because those last 2 minutes were fantastic. You had 2 quick threes right there. Go ahead, sorry.
I just don't get it. You can't get really anything to fall if you're a Charger tonight. And then you get the about 3 quarters outside of the three-point line, buzzer-beating 3 to go to tie up the game going into the half. Is that a sign of good things to come for the Chargers, or?
Well, I think in a basketball game is so won and lost by momentum. When things start to just go your way, anything can happen. Honestly, they just hit 2 threes that were, I mean, not necessarily supposed to happen. That first 3 that was wide open, that was by Roosdorfer. That was off of the Corey injury that happened. They were allowed to inbound it from the baseline, and she was just wide open. So that 3, I mean, was kind of unprecedented. The second 3 was a half-court 3. I mean, you can't say much about that. She got the rebound. They hit the outlet right off of the missed shot. So that's 6 points right there that were not so much given, you know, because they definitely earned it. They nailed a half-court shot.
Come on.
They earned it. But I mean, that puts them right back into this game, especially after all the missed shots that they've had, all of the missed opportunities that they've had, the turnovers, the jump balls that we can't count on 2 hands alone.
Let alone 4 almost.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
We couldn't even count them on our feet, honestly, but I don't know why you would want to do that.
Yeah.
We're seeing Davison come out right now. I'm actually honestly interested to see if we're going to see Francesca Corey come out in the second half, because the way that she left the floor didn't look good.
No.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised so much if she didn't come back, but then again, I'd be gravely disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rivalry game. This is the kind of game where you want one of your bigger players like Corey to be playing. Just a tough kind of injury like that. It was on her right leg. She couldn't put any weight on it. You're hoping that the medical staff could fix her up at halftime. I mean, this is going to be an interesting second half, Chris. I'm really excited for this. I mean, it looked like it was just going to be a really sloppy game, and I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right, no,
it was. I mean, I've seen some sloppy basketball games in my life, but that end, those final 3 or 4 minutes, I mean, come on, dude. Half-court shot, that just sends chills down your spine.
Hitchcock can't be happy about that, just the way that the lead that they worked so hard for, clean diminished. Just like that, the snap of the fingers. They built a huge lead. It was almost pushing double digits at one point, which that's very insurmountable in a girls' basketball game. A double-digit lead is very difficult to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just interested to see if that was just a first-half fire that they had, and we're gonna have to see if Davison can come away in the second half still having that same fire, because they were coming out, they were hitting their shots, they were taking good looks, they were getting their turnovers, but was it just for one half?
Yeah, you know, and you hope to see more of this out of the Cardinals in the second half. They did a great job of forcing those turnovers, though a lot of them were just kind of like senseless, you know, just to pass out of bounds. But a lot of them were forced by pressures that were that Davison applied in that press, you know. So I definitely hope that you would see that in the second half of this game.
Absolutely. Got about 2:25 coming up until the second half. Interested to see.
Corey is walking.
Out.
She is walking. She has a bag of ice.
She seems to be walking still a little gingerly, but she is walking on her own power. She's got a bag of ice, like you said. I mean, I would love to see her be able to come back into that game.
You hope to. You know, you really hope to. You know, if Cardinals want, you know, if they win this game, they don't want to be like, well, we didn't have our star player, so you know, we'll see you maybe next time. So, you know, if you want to win against a Powers team, an undefeated Powers team, you want to win against their whole team. So, you know,
Corey
it's going to be a
herself,
challenge.
she posted 34 points versus Carmen Ainsworth. That is a perennial powerhouse in the Saginaw Valley League for boys and girls basketball. She may be a junior, but she's averaging 19 points a game. Hey Chris, there's only 19 points on the board for both teams.
Yeah, very astonishing. Very silent first half out of her. She did have one time she just kind of dribbled into the paint and just pulled right up at the high post and nailed it. And I saw right there, you see that, and you're like, okay, there's the Corey that we usually see. There's the Francesca Corey that's posting 34 points against Carmen Angel. In a women's game, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's not Cheryl Miller crazy, but it's still pretty astonishing, like you said, especially against Powers against Carmen Angel, who always poses a threat in any sport they play. They always try so hard, so that's pretty crazy.
I mean, Chris, at any level of basketball, men's or women's, to have 34 points? Come on. I mean, this is only a 32-minute game, and that's impressive in itself. She had more points than minutes.
Just about a minute to play here. The team's in their huddle. They're just about to start the second half. Sean, we didn't even take a halftime break. We kind of cruised to that half rather quick. A very quick game rather going on here. What do you look to see in the second half?
For Davison, break out of that full court press without turning the ball over. For Powers, I mean, they're getting their looks now. I mean, like we said, 6 points in those final about 1 minute. Keep the fouls down. Come on, you got to play smart basketball. I know it's a gritty rivalry, but you got to play smarter basketball than that. And for both teams, just hold on to the ball. Keep that turnover number down.
Absolutely. We're getting ready to start the second half here. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock. The inbounds. We're just getting ready to start the second half. Clothier puts it on the floor. The dish to Philpotts. Kicks it in the corner to Roostofer. Back to Philpotts. Chargers looking to set something up. A lot of good patience. Kick underneath the hoop. Can't fall. Rebound by Rucker. She can't corral it. Loose ball, and it's Roostofer.
A lot more speed coming out of this half. 4 Powers.
Philpotts. The kick for a long two, and we see Carr and Kramer take to the floor here. I wonder what the call is going to be. It's going to go on Carr. She doesn't know what she did. She doesn't think she did anything. Nonetheless, there's our first foul out of Davison. We didn't see a foul out of Davison about 5 minutes into the first quarter. Now we're seeing one here with about 30 seconds into the game, into the second half.
You're right. We're seeing a lot more of an explosive kind of outburst starting out from this Powers team coming out of the half.
Philpotts, a long shot, grabbed in by Carr, and a foul is called.
I wasn't sure if that foul was going to be called. It looked like she had her foot right on the line. Suppose they called it more of a push before she actually touched that baseline right there. Kind of a lucky call for Davison, but, definitely well-deserved. Strong basketball player.
Gabriel, the inbound to Wangler. A little bit more calm than the first half. Rucker back to Wangler, looking for an answer. Gill looking for an inside feed to Carr. She gets it. Carr back to Wangler, up top. The dish to Rucker. She can't find anything. Wangler, kick inside to Gabriel. Puts it on the floor once. The shot blocked cleanly. Facing a 3 ball player swarm. Here come the Chargers the other way.
Broke out of it. That's impressive.
That's Kramer. The dish, and it can't fall. And it's knocked out of bounds. Things happen a little bit too fast for me here, Sean.
Yeah, it's been a quick start to the half already.
Gabriel looking for the inbound to Wangler. 6:45 to play here in the third quarter. Both teams a foul early on in this half. Julia Rucker spots up for a long 3, and it falls back behind the backboard. It looked like pretty good shot, just kind of clanked off the back end of the rim. Not the contact she was looking for. Here comes Roostorfer.
Sea of white starting to form for the Cardinal cage.
Roostorfer all the way off the glass, can't finish. Underneath the hoop, the foul, and it can't fall. Tessa Peabody walks away with a smile on her face. She's headed to the line for 2 shots. 6:22 to play in the third quarter.
Wangler's got 2 fouls now.
At the line for the Chargers,
a lot of confidence starting Haley Gabriel here to start the third quarter, especially since she has 3 fouls. Peabody first shot won't fall. She kind of slaps it in frustration back to the referee. Hall checking in for, excuse me, I think we were both going to say the same thing. Hall checking in there for Rucker. Second free throw can't fall. Rebound underneath the hoop.
Can't fall.
Kramer with her own rebound, puts it back up. Jump ball's called. That's going to go to the Cardinals.
Still 19-19. We've almost played 2 minutes. There's been shots. There's been free throws. There's been attempts. Nothing's falling.
Wangler fakes out a penetration. Kick out to Katie Hall for 3. Off the back of the rim. She's close, but she just can't hit. Loose ball by Philpotts. Here she comes the other way. Wangler's tried to take the charge. She dribbled right around her. Shot can't fall.
Trying to set it back up outside the perimeter.
And a travel.
Unbelievable.
So the Chargers just are getting the opportunities, but are not finishing. Wangler breaking the press on her own, as usual.
One dribble, one step.
Philpotts waiting for her at half. The dish to Gill. Back to Wangler up top. Swing pass to Katie Hall. She fakes her shot, drives baseline. Nothing there. Tries to go back to Wangler up top. And a bad pass to Gill, and it'll dribble out of bounds, untouched.
Another slight bit of miscommunication right there. Just not exactly the cleanest play. 2.5 minutes played in the second half. No points.
Clothier to Roostorfer for 3. Way long. Underneath, that's Kramer. And she just kind of nonchalantly throws it off Gabriel's leg. Smart play. Chargers look to inbound underneath the hoop. Philpotts looking for someone to inbound it to. She gets it finally. Up top to Clothier. The dish to Roostorfer. Facing a double team here. Gabriel lets her run right past her. Roostorfer the look, the dish. Can't corral it in. Clothier couldn't catch it. Cardinal basketball.
Turnover.
Yeah, another turnover. We're seeing so many turnovers this game. It's got to hurt both teams, honestly. We haven't had a point scored like you talked about. Coming up on 3 minutes now that we've almost played.
The last field goal made, a buzzer beater, half quarter.
So many more higher percentage shots that just haven't fallen by both teams. Wangler, a travel will be assessed to her, and just like that, the Chargers will now take the ball.
Chris, you want to go take a break? I mean, they don't need us calling it. The action happening is just missed shot, turnover.
Philpotts, Gill waiting for it just past half. Double screen. Philpotts going right side, nothing there. Cross pass to Roostorfer. She dribbles, kicks back to Philpotts. Guarded by Carr. She puts it on the floor, right through the lane, off the back of the rim. And it'll be Davison's basketball. Wow.
I don't know.
I mean,
that shot looked clean.
It looked like it was going to fall, but by both teams, I guess all you can do is just keep shooting. The shots are going to eventually fall.
I mean, yeah, that's the law of averages.
Wangler, the dish to Katie Hall. Pass fake back to Wangler. Wangler now to Gill.
The question is, who's going to be the one to get the first basket?
Wangler back to Hall. Now it's Maddie Card double teamed in the corner. Cards have to avoid picking up the dribble in the corner. Gill for 3 off the back end of the rim. So many shots that have almost fallen by both teams. We're still scoreless here in the second half. Cross pass to Clothier, foul, and she's headed to the line for 2 shots.
It's not like they're taking bad shots. It's not like they're just throwing it up there. I don't understand why shots aren't falling.
Abby Clothier shoots 2 for power.
Maybe just not falling, I guess. And
yeah.
I don't, no explanation, I guess, to it. Clothier's first free throw, got it.
There it is. The first points of the second half comes almost 4 minutes in, and it's a free throw.
Fitting as well, too, to almost fall out, and it just falls in for the first point. Second free throw, got it.
Boom.
So the Chargers with the lead now, their first lead of the ball game, rather than 20-19. Now it's a 2-point lead, 21-19, 3:57 to play. Ball taken to the ground, and a jump ball. It's going to go to Powers. So Wangler just kind of dribbles into a pile of people. She's frustrated, looking to Coach Hitchcock, who has no answer, and he's going to take a full timeout for his answer. Both teams take to the bench. 3:56 to play in the third quarter. A full timeout to talk things over. Sean, what's the talk about here?
The talk about is, as hard as it is to believe, get better looks. I mean, I'm not saying that they're taking shots with 3 men in their face, hands all over the ball. It's just you really got to set it up right underneath of the basket if you're wanting to fall, or you're going to have to try and draw a foul, try and drive inside that lane, but be conscious enough of a decision to not draw a foul on your own, taking a charge or anything. I mean, you can't condemn the defense. You can't say, come on, you got to play tighter. You've only allowed 2 points off of 2 free throws. I mean, keep doing what you're doing on defense, which is letting them take the shots that aren't falling, but try and get some points. Try and get something to fall. Like you said, keep shooting the ball. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, Cardinals don't look like they have a whole lot going for them on offense. They usually in the first half, they would break the press and look for an opening underneath the hoop and find it, and they would just kind of lay it right in, or it would come off of free throws. Not a lot of points being scored really off of open shots, open jump shots. Not the greatest range out of these shooters. So they're definitely going to have to try and break the press as fast as they can and look for an opening like they've been doing in the first half. They're going to try and do things here in the second half, but they're going to have to wait and play defense now. Chargers basketball. Here's Abby Clothier for the Chargers. She's going to put it on the floor, drive all the way, and she's fouled, headed to the line for the second time this half.
At what point in the game do you just abandon the three? Because I've seen Davison take about 3 or 4 open 3-shot looks in this second half and just nothing. Nothing's falling.
Cardinals have to have better depth defensively. Can't let one person like that put it on the floor and drive all the way to the hoop. First shot falls. 22-19. Angus going to check in for Gabriel.
Cardinals substitution number 23, Alexis Angus.
Clothier, second free throw off the back of the iron. Loose ball. Corralled by Peabody. Now to Clothier. The dish inside. Off the wrist. Way off at the backboard for Phil Potts. Gill thought she had her hands up. We're going to go back to the free throw line now.
Davison fouled number 28, Reading Gill. That's her third, team's goal.
Gill's third foul.
Underneath the hoop, Phil Potts looking for someone to inbound it to. Carr with the tight pressure in the corner. Back to Phil Potts. She puts it on the floor, puts it up. Cleanly blocked. Chased down by Clothier. Clothier puts it on the floor all the way to the rim. The hook shot can't fall, and it's rattled in by Gill.
That was a strong block right there. She sent that one back like a bad steak.
Gill to Wangler in the right corner. 3:17 to play in the third quarter. Chargers with their biggest lead tonight, a 3-point lead. Wangler setting up their offense. Kick to Katie Hall. Back to Wangler. A 3 could tie it. Looking for a bucket, their first bucket of the second half, if they can buy one. Good thing there's no shot clock. Gill puts it on the floor, goes baseline. Hawks up a shot, air ball, but she's headed to the line for 2 shots. Man.
I was going to say, next chance I got to before that foul, Powers has done a nice job of cutting down the fouls. I mean, that's only their second one, which still in the third quarter is not many to have. I mean, only in 1 quarter of play, 2 fouls is not bad. But this one obviously a costly one in a low-scoring, obviously defensive third quarter.
Gill's shot about 89% down. That extra 11% popped it right out. 2:56 to play in the third quarter. Chargers lead 22-19. Gill's second free throw, trying to fall, air ball. She knew it the second she shot it, too. Tried to chase right after it, couldn't get it. Port checking back into the game for Gill. Hasn't seen much playing time. Real avid defensive players. Kind of surprising you haven't seen that much playing time out of her in the second half, or in the first half, really.
That's just the kind of player that a defensive-minded coach would really like to have. Just someone really annoying like that who's just always in your face. Just get out of here. Stop grabbing towards the ball.
Phil Potts puts it on the floor, drives baseline, tries to throw it up, and grabs her own air ball. Roostorfer to Peabody. Back to Roostorfer. It's tipped by the Cardinals. Phil Potts with possession. She goes baseline. Skip pass is knocked away by Porritt. Sean, her first name kind of describes her personality pretty well.
Zippy? Absolutely. She's all over the court. I mean, just right on there. Looked like she was trying to break up a pass. Kind of did unintentionally, but you're right. She's a quick player, quick on her feet.
Peabody back to the corner for 3. Got it. 6-point lead now for the Chargers. And we're starting to things take a little bit more form.
I think we should be seeing a timeout soon from Coach Hitchcock. You have not had a field goal made in about 8 minutes now. You haven't had one since the first half. That's all I got to say.
Wangler looking for an answer for the Cardinals. Hitchcock takes a timeout. Good call there, Bernard.
Absolutely. I think that was one that needs to be said. Chris, what do you think he's going to tell them? What's he going to say to the girls?
I mean, honestly, to run their offense, because nothing is really working right now. They haven't scored a bucket here in the second half. We're almost done with the third quarter. Definitely want to score some points here in the third quarter. They haven't even done that. They can't even, I mean, once they break the press, they get and set things up here. Everything is just basically closed down. Nothing's open. They can't find any answer. They move the ball. Basically, the only time they had a chance to score was Gill. She put it down and tried to go baseline, and she was fouled head to line. She couldn't hit any of her shots. I guess basically right now you have to attack the Powers players because most of them are in foul trouble. They had a high foul first half. So I think maybe just put it on the floor, force it inside, try and get those shots, even if it's not a high percentage shots. Try and force your way to the free throw line because right now you have nothing.
I think you're right. I mean, they have 10 combined fouls on the court right now. Do the Powers Chargers. That's just in players. Obviously, number 4, Abby Clother has 0, but you're right. You got to go right at the players. They're not going to want to try and draw a foul. They're going to be putting their hands up like, all right, just go right around me then.
Well put. Angus, the inbound to Wengler. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Tight pressure there by Phil Potts. Pour it. Looking for Hall in the corner. She's open for 3. Got it.
There it is. There it is. Right off the timeout. That's really the coach's best thank you.
Now it's a 3-point lead for the Chargers. Cardinals trying to light a fire a little bit. Offensively, Pour it falls to the ground, and an offensive foul call on Phil Potts.
You know, having Zippy come in the game, great idea. So far she's been nothing but a nuisance like we expected her to be. Right there draws a rare offensive away from the ball foul.
Phil Potts can't believe it, shaking her head. Buck 33 to play here in the third quarter. 3-point ball game. Wengler to Porritt. Nice pass. Not so much. Phil Potts the other way for the Chargers.
Really tried to squeeze that one in there.
She can put it on the floor and go all the way. She won't. The dish to Clothier. Kick out to Roostorfer for 3. Way off. Too strong. Phil Potts almost had it knocked loose. Crossover, no good. Porritt took off a bit too fast. Nice crossover. And she kicks it out to Wengler. There goes that fast break. Cardinals trying to set some things up here under a minute to play. 53 seconds left. Cardinals down by 3 here, in the third quarter.
Porritt is so much fun to watch.
Wengler, the kick out to Hall in the corner for 3. Off the back end of the rim. That would have tied it, and that would have made the gym explode. In the corner, tight pressure. Keep your hands up. And a timeout is called. Nice, smart timeout there by Powers to avoid anything to happen. You know, maybe no timeout. I thought it looked like the team split off. Must have went out of bounds. Nevertheless, Powers basketball, 36 seconds left. Here's Phil Potts. Puts it on the floor all the way, puts a little move, can't get it to fall. Rebound, Angus can't corral it. The kick out for a long 2. That's Clothier, can't fall. Rebound right underneath. Nice ball movement, it's Phil Potts again. Nice move, it will fall this time.
You were expecting one of those to just finally find its way home.
Second chance opportunities, that's what'll happen. 7 seconds left, Cardinals got to move. Wengler puts it on the floor. The dish to Angus, puts it up, way too long. Carr at the buzzer, got it!
There you go.
3-point ball game, we're heading into the fourth quarter. Sean, we got a ball game.
Chris, this one is far from over. I'm excited for this fourth quarter, but before we get to that, we're going to toss it over to our silent reporter, Jordan Bruins.
Davison started out on top, but Powers has been really fighting back with a buzzer beater right before the half. Tying up the game. Powers has been fighting back, and they're really holding up the score. Let's send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Jordan. Just getting ready to start some things here in the fourth quarter. Again, don't go away. After this game, we're going to have the boys' game between Davison and Powers right after. Of course, that's going to be a fantastic game. I want to take another look at the shot right here at the buzzer to bring this to a 3-point game, if we can take a look at it on the monitors. Nice ball movement there by Wengler. She put it on the floor. Angus tried to get a shot off, couldn't get it. You can see the shot here off the back of the... Actually, didn't even touch anything. Carr just kind of grabbed it. She was in the right place at the right time. Phil Potts wanted it at the buzzer. She couldn't get it. So just like that, we got a 3-point ball game. Teams taking the floor here one last time in the quarter intermission before we end this game. 8 final minutes. Who's going to pull away? I think it's just who can score the more points in the end.
Yeah, that's good analysis right there. Really, Just an ugly third quarter that both teams are going to want to forget about.
Davison, looks like the scores table saying Davison basketball to start.
Kim Lindsay directing traffic over there on the scores table.
Shout out to Mr. Lindsay. Talking some things over. Officials making it look like they're having an official discussion.
It will be Davison ball.
Davison basketball to start the end of this game here. Whoever can keep producing punches. Honestly, I mean, you saw Davison couldn't score and the game just started to pull away. Powers is going to keep scoring. Davison has to keep producing hits. Hall to Rucker. She puts it on the floor. Back to Hall. Almost thought about a three. Rucker looking for Carr inside. She finds her. The turnaround blocked. Right back in the hands of Carr. The turnaround again. Got it!
Nice recovery. Usually a little bit disheartened after one of those block attempts. Doesn't even care. Puts it home. 1 point game.
Rustorfer facing some penetration. She throws it out of bounds. Cardinal basketball. 1 point game, 27-26. Davison looking to try and reclaim the lead for the first time since this first half, second quarter.
Yeah, after going down 6 in that third quarter, Davison's fought its way back, only down 1, and possible chance to take the lead.
Carr to Rucker at the right wing. The kick to Hall in the corner. She puts it on the ground, tries to go baseline, kick out to Wangler for 3, long, way long. I saw that one. Didn't touch any part of the rim. She might have gotten a bit too excited there. Nevertheless, out of bounds. Powers basketball, 7 minutes flat to play in this ball game.
Good finish coming up here.
If you're a fingernail biter, you're biting your fingernails right now.
Absolutely.
This is causing everyone in this gym right now to be on the edge of their seat.
And it
setting the table for this game that's going to come later between the boys. Nice rebound there by Carr. Looking for Wangler. She finds her. Here come the Cardinals. Van Elst waiting for her. Tight pressure. Wangler wanting to go right. She can't. Tries to go left. She can't. Almost poked away. Loose ball takes to the ground. Wangler gets rid of it. And a jump ball is going to go to Powers. Possession arrow will now flip back to Davison's favor.
Talk about putting some pressure on Wangler. Like you said, couldn't go left, couldn't go right, couldn't even go backwards. Ball's punched out of her hand.
Philpotts. 6:19 to play. Kick inside. That's Philpotts again. Back to Van Elst. The drive, the look baseline underneath the clothier. She got it. Back to a 3-point deficit for the Cardinals. 29-26. 5:57 to play in the ball game. Wangler facing some pressure. And I thought it was going to be an offensive foul. Wangler went right into her. Right into Van Elst.
You know, I'm really surprised they didn't call a charge right there.
Angus will inbound. But Gabriel checks back into the game. This is when you need her most, honestly.
Yep.
So Angus is going to take it to the bench. Gabriel in her place. Wangler, almost went over and back there. Almost.
Got to be very careful. That'd
Very
be
close.
a terrible thing to happen right here.
Wangler underneath the hoop to Carr. Loose ball, can't find it. Here come the charges the other way, and now it's a fast break. Philpotts to Van Elst. Pulls up shot.
Missed everything.
Headband on the ground. Girls on the ground. Jump ball, Davison basketball.
Was that shot tipped, or was it just that?
I think it was just contested. I'm not sure. Gabriel to inbound to Wangler.
And for the Cardinals, number 13, Katie Hall.
Hall comes in for Davison. 3-point game still. Wangler's driving it up court, trying to direct this Cardinal offense right now. Gets it over to Gill. Gill's playing with outside of the perimeter. This is a tough defense that Powers is running right here, Chris.
Yeah, you're right. Katie Hall, the ball fake, back to Wangler. 5:10 to play in the ball game. Cardinals down 3. They need points quick. Katie Hall in the corner. She gets it off the front of the rim. She's close, and she's going to be the one that does it. Here comes Philpotts the other way with a lot of speed. Nice Euro step. Can't fall. Tipped it out. It's back to Philpotts. And she drives, looking at a lot of space, and it falls.
Just a beautiful look right there. Got over everybody. Not really contested. There was people in the lane, but not close enough where they could actually get a hand on that ball. Clean shot.
Gill to Wangler. Now it's 5 points. Cardinals need to move quick. To Wangler. To Hall. She wants it. For 3. No!
Oh, my goodness.
And this crowd can tell that she's starting to heat up, but none of them are falling.
Chris, I thought that one was already having the net swish up.
So Powers will take a timeout there. 4:27 to play in the ball game. Craig Hitchcock looking if it's a full timeout, and it will be. So Bednard, we got a minute to talk about some things. We got 4:27 to play in this game. Final statements here, I guess, if you're the Cardinal coaches and the Powers coaching staff, what are you trying to tell your team that you got to take care of here?
I think now it's really going to come down to getting around this Powers defense. They're breaking it out on the perimeter, and they're getting open looks, but the 3 ball has not fallen all night for these Cardinals. So I really think this is going to be the point of the game where they're going to have to be driving the lane. And I mean, they can't stop believing as the song's playing. I mean, really, that's what they got to do. They got to chip away right now. They don't have to get all the points out at once. It doesn't have to be 3 ball, 3 ball, 3 ball. If it's there, take it, obviously, but don't force anything. What are you thinking, Chris?
Davison, a limited number of possessions left in this ball game. Definitely going to have to treat every single possession like it's their last one. They need to take care of the ball every time that they have it and try and get very, very high percentage shots here in the end. I mean, you only have 4:27 left. Not a lot of points scored in these quarters as it comes for these ball games. So they're going to have to try and treat every single possession with the utmost importance. You need to get Hall the ball. She has to hit a 3. And I think Craig Hitchcock was telling her probably right there in the timeout to keep shooting because she's close. And he knows that she's close, and she knows she's close. And this gym knows that she's probably maybe one more shot away from having it fall. She's just got to get open. Philpotts. To Coy. Puts it on the floor. Nothing there. Tries to look back. And it's poked away. And a foul called on Powers. And it's going to be on Philpotts.
About 80 feet away from the basket at that.
Rachel Philpotts, that's her third, team's foul.
Third on Philpotts.
5 team fouls across the board for each team. So we're not quite there yet for bonus free throws like we were in the first half. You saw it was the whole second quarter. Gill. Hall's not open. Wangler almost had it stolen. She drives. A shot. No good. Off the rim. Gabriel rips it down, goes up, and she's fouled. Wow, that was huge. She goes in there hard, thrashing and crashing, and rips down a rebound, puts it up for a foul, and she's headed to the line for 2 shots.
Some ferocity on that one, too. She just ripped that rebound away and threw that one up. She knew she was going to get that foul called.
3:51 to play in the ball game. Gabriel's first shot. Got it. 4-point ball game.
And for the Chargers, we score forward and Peabody.
Gabriel looking to hit her second one. 3:51 to play. Taking the many dribbles that she does. Second shot, short. Poked and controlled by Philpotts. Pushed up to Clothier. She takes it herself. Off the rim, too hard. Ripped down by Kramer. Kicked out and controlled by Philpotts. You got to get those rebounds. And a foul called on Wangler. I don't entirely agree with that. Wangler couldn't even see the screen that was set there. She just ran into her on accident.
That's her third, team 6th.
Third
Nonetheless,
foul.
both teams now with 6 fouls.
Starting to get a little more chippy here in this fourth quarter.
Philpotts catching a screen, looking for a bucket underneath the hoop. Now the last thing that they want to do is force up a contested shot. Kramer back to Philpotts in the corner, baseline wide open. The kick to Peabody, shot long. And it's a loose ball headed to the sideline, and she saves it. Back to Clothier. The kick to Philpotts. She drives back to Clothier, looking for a shot to go up, and it finally does, and they got it.
Bring it around to the hoop.
Peabody finally knocks it down. All smiles on the Powers bench right now. 3:04 to play. It's a 6-point game. Wangler, she's got to do something. Back to Gill for a long 3. Got it.
Right back into it.
She was wide open. No one was on her. She said, heck, I'll pull up and take it, and she nails it.
That was the time when she really needed it, too. Now it's only a 3-point game.
3-point game. Rustorfer looking for Philpotts.
Now you got to play your shutdown defense.
2:37 to play. Philpotts puts it on the floor. Driving. Kick to Rustorfer. She drives. Kick to Clothier for an open shot. Got it. Huge shot.
Wow. Long two there, but it felt so much bigger.
Abby Clothier with a huge jump shot to push it back to a 5-point lead rather than a 3. Wangler. Hall pursuing the baseline, trying to get open. It's Gill again. Got it!
Hello!
He got it! 2-point ball game. And Gill is one shot away from being on fire on NBA Jam. Clothier. And an offensive foul was called. I don't believe it. I don't believe it anymore.
Chris,
I'm done believing it.
Chris, I think it's a week early, but the 3-point contest has came to Davison. They are on fire from beyond the arc. Right now, one more 3 and you're taking the lead.
Wouldn't be surprised if a timeout was called here. Wangler off the foot, and it's going to be Davison's basketball. A very poor pass there by Wangler, trying to force it inside. Minute 49. Powers with 3 timeouts left. Davison with only 1. So Craig Hitchcock has to use that very sparingly. Gabriel to inbound. It's to Wangler. Back to Gabriel for 3. Way off. Wow. And a foul. Oh, man. Well, there goes that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, still a $1:44 left and still just a 2-point game.
Abby Clothier heading to the line for free throw shots.
Far from over.
90 feet away from the hoop, though. That's very frustrating to see. So some huge free throws coming up here for Powers, minute 44. And you wouldn't expect this, especially in a game. Powers being 6-0, Davison 2-5, having it be a 2-point ball game with less than 2 minutes to play in the game. She misses her first free throw. Rebound by Hall. Wangler looking to push. The kick to Gabriel for a wide open 3. Off the side of the rim. Underneath, it's Carr. She saves it. Back to Hall. The swing to Wangler, and the Cardinals will set up. Less than a minute and a half to play. Things are getting intense and crazy. If you can't tell by the volume of my voice. Gabriel on the drive. No call.
Unbelievable.
Here comes Philpotts the other way on the drive. And she's fouled and will head to the line. Nice move there by Philpotts. And she's going to send herself to the line with a minute 13 to play. Trying to push this to more than just a 2-point lead for the Chargers.
Chris, these final couple minutes of this fourth quarter have been a flair for the dramatic, to say the least.
So Gill's going to check out. She fouls out with 5 fouls. Very tough to see her have to leave the game, especially basically bringing the Cardinals back in this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's uncontestable.
Philpott, second shot, or first shot, excuse me, missed it. Wow.
Still a 2-point game.
Both teams now in the bonus. So anytime a foul is committed, we're shooting shots. Philpott, second attempt. Good. 3-point game. Minute 13 to play.
Do you go for the 3 or do you try and chip away with the 2 here?
I could see the Cardinals definitely trying to get an open 3. I can just see it coming. Wangler on a timeout call. Hitchcock going to use his last full timeout, their last timeout. They're bone dry now with timeouts left in this game. Very interesting to see that come with a minute 6 still on the clock. But Hitchcock wants to make sure his team gets something off clean here.
And I think this is definitely a good timeout. I mean, you don't want this to be your last possession. I mean, you missed the shot. Powers could technically just run this clock down with no shot clock. This is a humongous, this is the biggest moment of the game for Davison.
Yeah, no doubt. This possession right here is one that matters. I could see Davison going for a quick 2 because Powers has been missing most of their shots there. You saw Philpotts go 1 from 2 from the line. I could see them maybe trying to get a quick 2 off and then leaving the Chargers up to win the game at the free throw line, trying to put the pressure in their hands rather than Davison's trying to knock down a 3, even though they've been hot from behind the line.
Yep. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what Coach Hitchcock exactly is going to draw up here. And then defensively, what do you think that Coach Stodwalker is going to be telling his ladies?
Definitely not to commit any senseless fouls. Definitely. I mean, they have 7 fouls right now, so a foul will put the Cardinals at the free throw line. Definitely, if you're the Chargers right now, just keep your hands up clean, play clean defense, especially in the inside. Don't let them just drive and try and flop and get a foul call assessed against them. So Davison going to have to be very smart here. Minute 6 to play. Starting to see some of the Davison boys peek out of the tunnel. They're ready to start the game. We got a great night of basketball here in Davison, Michigan. Wangler holding, looking, waiting for the Cardinals to get set up. Hitchcock calling out his orders.
Under a minute now.
Wangler, the skip pass to Gabriel. Open for three! Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Roostorfer. 52 seconds to play. The kick to Philpotts. Rucker, and a timeout called by Powers. Just a quick 30-second timeout. Good job by Powers. They got a lot of timeouts stacked up still. Two left. 2 timeouts left. What do you think of that play, Sean? What did you think of that Davison possession down there?
That's the, I mean, you got to take that shot. I mean, when you're that wide open for three, I can't argue this one. That one is just, that's the shot you got to take. You're only down 3. It's a minute left. You make that, it's a complete punch to the gut for Powers. That's going to be a tough one, but I mean, there's still 48 seconds left. I mean, every foul, yeah, obviously is going to send Powers to the free throw line, but anything can happen. I've seen much odder things to happen.
Very excited for the end of this ball game here. It's going to be Roostorfer looking for the inbounds. Tight pressure by the Cardinals into Peabody, wide open. Back to Roostorfer and a foul. Some time rolled off there after the whistle. Nonetheless, 43 seconds left.
Davison foul number 4, Sydney.
So now begins what many analysts call the longest minute in sports.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right about that. We're going to have some fouls being assessed here. Some Cardinals 1 foul away from shooting double-double. Or excuse me, from the Chargers shooting double-double. Cardinals 19 fouls on them. Restart for the line. A 1-and-1 shooting. Clothier and Philpotts back on D. She missed it. Rebound by Gabriel. Push up to Wangler. 40 seconds left. Here comes Wangler. The kick out to Rucker. She spots up for 3. Off the front of the rim.
Goodness.
Very quick shot by Davison. And they foul with 31 seconds left. I don't know if Rucker's the one that you wanted shooting that shot, honestly.
I mean, from where we're sitting, that did look like a clean shot.
I thought it was going in. I got excited.
Yeah, it was. I mean, these are just been rim rattlers, really.
Roostorfer back to the line, this time for 2.
Powers from the free throw line have kind of been dropping the ball.
Send him back to the line again, double-double. She misses the first one.
Still a 3-point game, but one more shot from the free throw line.
Davison getting every opportunity right now to stay in this game. See, quick twos maybe could have helped them. 31 seconds. Roostorfer second shot. Short. Loose ball rebounded by Davison. The push up to Wangler.
Another
27 seconds left. Wangler's going to put it on the floor herself and drive. Puts it up. Short. Wangler again fouled. 21 seconds left.
I like that play.
Me too.
That's really what I like to see.
And I wish it would have came earlier, honestly, because Powers has been basically missing all of their free throws. Let's see if Davison can capitalize here. Wangler, the senior, at the line. Lindsay Choi subbing in right now for Peabody. Tessa checks out with 5 fouls. We're getting some fouling out going on here in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very gritty contest between these two.
Wangler's first shot. Got it.
Ice in her veins. So it's a 2-point game now. You make one more, and I mean, this is still a contest with all the fouls.
Timeout taken by Powers. Another smart timeout. 21 seconds left. Shawnee, we got a ball game, buddy.
Yeah, we do, Chris. Can't put these Cardinals away. This is night and day with that first contest between Powers and Davison. Like I said, that's the power of the Cardinal cage. These girls play good at home.
What was, got to be so frustrating for Powers, too, is that it's not that they can't put Davison away. Davison's been hanging around this game much, much more than I think anyone thought they were going to, and a lot of respect for them for hanging in this game. But it's just Powers not being able to capitalize off of the opportunities they've been getting. A lot of free points missed at the free throw line, a lot of easy bunnies that just haven't fallen, and a lot of turnovers like we talked about. And that, honestly, right now has just clean kept the Cardinals in this game in the second half.
Yeah, it's not Davison keeping Davison in the game so much as Powers getting Powers out of the game.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's see if they can hold on, or let's see if the Cardinals can draw this to a 1-point deficit, which will make things very interesting, especially with a lot of time left. If Wangler makes this, it will be a 1-point game with 21 seconds left. So a lot of time for the Cardinals to foul and maybe gather in a loose ball and push for a chance, another chance.
You think there's any chance about the fake miss?
Absolutely not. And if they do, I'll take you out to dinner after this. I'll pay for your dinner. Wangler, the second one. Got it.
1-point game, 21 seconds left.
Phil Potts is fouled immediately. And we head the other way.
That's only Rutgers' first foul, so that's the one that you want to foul.
She went 1 for 2 the last time she was at the line.
Hey, even if she goes 2 for 2, it's still a one-possession game.
Phil Potts. A lot of pressure.
It's getting loud in here, Chris.
She's a sophomore. The first one, got it. Calm and collected. You hear one side get super loud and then the other one explode.
This is the big one.
37-35. 20 seconds left. Phil Potts. She got it. 3-point ball game. Like you said, a one-possession ball game. Less than 20 seconds to play. Here comes Wangler, 17. She's going to put it on the floor. Kick out to Hall. Back to Rucker. 11 seconds left. The turnaround jumper off the side of the rim. Rebound by Rustorfer. Fouled. 7 seconds left. She's going to head to the line. Up by 3. Not the greatest shot. Honestly, 2 bad shots by Rucker right there in these last minutes of the game.
And you see her getting talked to by Coach Hitchcock right now. She thinks these 2. I gotta believe that's ball game.
And one would be led to believe so. Rustorfer.
It ain't over.
This is her first one.
It ain't over.
A lot of pressure on her now, and that's the thing, is when you miss the first one, she's thinking right now, I can't miss the second one. And that's a lot of thoughts going through a free throw shooter's mind with 7 seconds left. Ball game in her hands. A shot up and away. She rattles it home.
Gotta go for quick points
Gabriel
here.
to Wangler. 5 seconds left. Wangler inside, underneath, too long. Shot, got it. 1 second left, and that's gonna do it.
Wow.
49-37 final, and the clock strikes midnight for the Cinderella Cardinals.
Chris, what a ball game it ended up to be. I mean, 39-37 final? Are you kidding me? This is the 7-0 Powers Catholic Chargers that almost just got upset by these Lady Cardinals. What an unbelievable game. That was a real joy to watch. You're not excited right now. You're lying.
Fantastic game right now by the Cardinals. Really, really good effort right now by Davison, and it's just too bad to see them have to deal with this loss, 2-point loss. Powers now continuing in the Saginaw Valley South, improved to 7-0, and we are getting ready to start some things here in the Davison gym for the boys game. But for right now, we are going to send it back to the studio for Trace and Grant. Guys, what do you got for us? Oh, correction, we're going to actually send it to Jordan Bruns right now on the sideline, and she's going to wrap up the game for the girls' game that we got right now. Jordan, take it away. What do you got for us?
It was a tough game out there for the Lady Cards. They really tried to keep going. But sadly, Powers beat it up on the court and they kept going. Thanks, guys.
I'm Josie Mayville, and I've been a volleyball.
He told me just walk off the camera if I didn't want to. Chris literally screwed me. I would have grabbed somebody else.
I'm Josie Mayville, and I've been a volleyball official for 30 years. Got to where I couldn't play it anymore, decided to stay involved by being an official. High school needs good officials. Stay a part of the game you love. Become an official.
Hi, my name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to OK to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app. You could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
I remember it so clearly.
Take the ball, take the ball.
I hated losing more than anything.
Don't let him get by, box him out.
Every loss put me one step closer to going over the edge. And sometimes, it almost did. But something else mattered more than winning.
Good game, man. Thanks.
Sportsmanship.
What's up, Davison? Welcome back to the DTV studio for DTV's Game Day postgame show. I'm Trace Kling here alongside my boy Grant Pullmantier. Grant, heartbreak tonight. Girls lost by 2.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, so close to the very end, too. It's a tough loss like that, but there's a lot to take away for Coach Hitchcock. Adrian Gill and Casey Wingler, along with Haley Gabriel, all led the way for the girls, but Philpott and the Powers girls really just took this one away from them.
Yeah, everyone did. They all did fantastic all around.
Yeah. So we have some highlights from the girls' game, and we will get right into those now. Okay, so here we see Haley Gabriel. She lobs it in to Madeline Carr, who puts up for the bucket. She stepped up this year to fill in a desperate need in the post for the Cards. Later, we see Haley Gabriel inbounding in again, this time to Katie Hall, who drains the shot from downtown. However, that's only one of a few that she hit tonight. Just before the first half came to a close, Rachel Philpotts puts up a laser from downtown as a buzzer goes off to tie the game up just before going into halftime. I'm sure we'll be seeing that one on SportsCenter's Top 10 tomorrow. Then in the second half, Philpott starts things up for the Chargers again with another dagger from downtown. She's really stepped up for the girls and has kept them in this game. After a missed shot here, Madeline Carr puts it back up for the Cards for some second chance points. And again, we see Carr almost getting blocked, but she regroups and grabs the ball to get another put back to put Davison only down by 1 in the fourth. After an exciting ending, Powers did beat Davison 39-37.
And here we have the standings for the girls in the Saginaw Valley South Conference. Davison sits at 4th with a 2-6 conference record and a 4-11 overall record. Powers Catholic, Lapeer, and Carmen Ainsworth all have taken the lead among the conference. Northwestern and Southwestern bottom out the standings with identical conference records.
Moving forward, the girls will face off against Swartz Creek on the 10th, Flint Southwestern on the 13th, Carmen Ainsworth on the 20th, and Midland Dow also here at home on February 24th. All of those games coming up are home, so get here and show your support for the Lady Cards. And once those games wrap up, the girls will be looking forward to districts. The girls haven't won in districts since 2012 when they lost to Midland in regionals. The Cards get a first-round bye, and then will play the Kersley Hornets on March 4th in the semifinal. On the other side, Carmen Ainsworth will be playing Swartz Creek, and the winner of that game will take on Lapeer in the semifinal. Now, I got to meet with the girls' coach, Craig Hitchcock, and the guys' coach, Bobby Hatton, to talk about basketball, Davison, and a little bit more.
Basketball coaches left the nest back in their playing days with both eventually found their way back. Bobby Hatton and Craig Hitchcock are the coaches for the guys and girls varsity basketball teams. For both guys, their athletic experience began in Davison High School.
Woo! Did you see that? Hitchcock's coming out like a fireball tonight.
I played basketball along with football and baseball. Wasn't the most talented, just tried to outwork everybody, make the hustle plays, and just really enjoyed being part of good teams that competed and that won and that played for championship.
Craig Hitchcock was the starting point guard for one of the better Davison squads to come through the town, with a lineup of several future college players.
I played for some very good teams back in the day. I wasn't a star player, and I was a role player. I started my senior year, came off the bench my junior year. Just happy to be a part of the team that competed and won, 15 games or more every year for quite a while.
Bobby Hatton was the starting big man for the district championship winning team of 2004.
Yeah, Bobby Hatton says! Yeah, Bobby Hatton says!
Coach Hatton grew up around the people in his life that eventually would lead him to be head coach for the guys.
All the models growing up are coaches and teachers and things, so looking back now and find out or looking to see why I am a teacher or why I am a coach, it's easy to realize it. At the time, I don't think I knew.
For Coach Hitchcock, he knew that coaching was going to be his profession.
I knew I wanted to be a coach all the way up through. When I was still playing in high school, I helped coach it was then the Kiwanis Youth Basketball League. I started coaching the boys once I got out of college, and once Coach McLaughlin took over the girls and he asked me to be with them, that's an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I've always kind of had that mentality. The football team used to call me Coach Craig because I wouldn't let them get away with things in practice that they wanted to get away with, but you hold yourself to a high standard and people look up to you, and that's what it's always been to me, and just being part of the team and being a part of something special.
Their connection with the community and the court is what makes the head coaching job feel more than a title.
I walk through these same walls. I've been here. I've been in the same situation as all these athletes. I mean, I love this community. I love this school, and it was great to me, so that's what I want it to be for them.
You take a lot of pride in how the team's representing the school and the community, and we talk to guys all the time about having goals in the classroom and the court and in the community. We talk to our guys about borrowing the jersey and what it means to borrow the jersey, because we got a chance to borrow the jersey, but you only get to borrow it for a certain number of games. I think when they hear us talk about it and we live through it, and they understand that it's not going to last forever, so they give it all they got, and we just want to keep this Davison basketball family growing and keep it a positive thing.
Be strong. Don't run.
Coach Hatton is definitely enforcing what he says about positive attitudes on the basketball court and upholding the Cardinal basketball tradition.
Hey Grant, it's great to see them both as coaches, both been playing their whole life, have high respect for the game, and I'm glad to have them.
Yeah.
Well, Davison, that does it for us in the studio, so we'll send it back to Sean and Chris for part 2 of the doubleheader special with the guys.
Okay, thanks again, guys. Trace and Grant back in the studio for all the breakdown of the girls' game and all the coverage. Sean, in the words of Bob Seeger, turn the page. The girls' game's concluded, but we have an interesting matchup ahead of us, and honestly, a classic rivalry. This is Chris Jared, one more time on the call for UTD. This is my good friend, Sean Bednard. Sean, this is Davison, this is Powers, this is the Robert Hatton Memorial Fieldhouse, and this is Friday Night Basketball here. We got a great game ahead of us.
Along with all that, Chris, it is snow coming eve. Kids are getting excited here at the high school. But man, I can't tell you, first time I got the call that we're back on this game for Powers versus Davison, I got excited. These two teams are a little bit more familiar with each other than their first meeting at Powers in the season. And Powers is coming into this game with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Season's first matchup between these two teams. Flashing back to December 16th, the guys moved into hostile territory to take on the Chargers. The first half was chaos for the Cards. Turnover after turnover, it seemed like every time the Cards got the ball, they ended up sending it right back into Powers' hands. At halftime, Davison held a slim lead of 27-21. Charger Tyrone Hunter put up 11 points and gave no mercy to the Cards. The guys, unsurprisingly, fought through the pain. Frank Vukan used his height to his advantage, blocking 10 shots, knocking down 18 points, and grabbing 16 rebounds, recording his third career triple-double. In the end, the boys closed the night with 56-47 on the scoreboard, and yet another victory.
We owe it to the defense. Our offense wasn't that great at the beginning, but our defense got the job done. You see, we held them under 50 points. Our goal is to hold them under 12 a quarter, and we did better than that.
Okay, thanks for that recap there. Now, Now, Sean, we also talked to senior forward Frank Bukai of the Davison Cardinals today, actually, before tonight's game, about what to expect here in this ball game, as well as what happened in his eyes for the first time these two teams met.
It's been intense, man. You know, Power's week. You know, it's such a big rivalry game, and it's just such an intense practice. I love these past days. You know, it's been amazing. We got the W, you know, but we just looked back on it today actually and saw how many mistakes that we did, and we didn't even know. You know, now we're such a better team, and obviously they are too. But you know, if we play our defense and in our basketball, it should be a good game. Post touches are definitely key. You know, they're obviously going to come double team me or triple team or whatever they're going to do, and if I don't score, I mean, I can hit someone else and repost, and they can hit that open shot. It's going to be hard to defend. Tenacious 10. That's it, man. It's all 10. I can't do anything without everyone else. It's all 10 of us.
Always a pleasure sitting down with Frank Bukai. And Sean, when we talked to him today earlier a little bit, I was talking to him, and he seemed very excited, and rightfully so. These are two very good ball clubs going into a very good basketball game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is Powers, this is Davison. This is that matchup. Every time you see it on the calendar, whether it's football, basketball, I don't care what sport it is, get the swimming team involved in there. This is that exciting rivalry game. I mean, clearly the students are out here tonight, fans from both Powers and from Davison. They're excited for this one. How you doing, man?
Yeah, and you know, like you said, we got two student sections out here, so this is going to be definitely a good one. Tell us a little bit about some of these teams. So we got about less than a minute, so we'll keep it quick before we go to the anthem. But tell us a little bit about these teams, real brief, before we break into these stats. Just real general-wise, what do we expect from both of these teams?
Powers is a better team than their record would imply. They've beat quite a few of the teams that they've had to, but there's some of the teams that they play a lot of teams outside of the conference, more in those higher ranking conferences. They're playing the Frankenmoose. They're playing all those more of those metro schools. So this is a good team, and they're always one that puts up a fight with Davison. We've seen some classic games between these two, but Davison, talk about a whirlwind of a turnaround. They've only had 2 winning records in 10 years. They're 10-3.
Yeah, there you go.
They're 4-3 in the Saginaw Valley. All I got to say before the anthem, this is a good Davison team.
Yeah, you're right about that. You know, you take a look at the talent-wise and some of the noise that they've been making. You have someone in contention for Division I basketball with Dylan Ellison and Frank Bukai on the bubble with Mr. Basketball. But before more of the action, we are going to take a quick break for the national anthem. When we return, Davison Powers Friday night on the Snow Thunder game. Don't you go away. Stay tuned for the rest of this game.
Was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedom we enjoy. Let's honor and respect our great country by gentlemen, please removing your caps, and everyone standing at attention, placing your hands over your hearts as we proudly join in singing our national anthem, sung tonight by Davison's own Mr. David Kennedy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright
Unbelievable national anthem there by David Kennedy. Sean, the goosebumps are real.
Absolutely.
Pre-game nerves are real, baby.
Oh, man.
We're getting ready to do some of these starting lineups for this game. We'll run you right through the entire rosters by both teams. For the Chargers, number 3, Adam Hartley. Number 5, Noah Sargent. Number 10, Sean Corcoran. Number 11, Tyrone Hunter. Number 12, TJ Edwards. Number 14, Corey Townsend. Number 15, Dennis Towns. Number 20, Isaiah Levy. Number 22, Henry Lenzione. Number 25, Mike Herzog. And number 33, Tommy Bowby. And for the Cardinals, number 2, Brandon Fleming. Number 3, Preston McNabb. Number 4, Johnny DePillo. Number 5, Brendan Murphy. Number 11, Josh Moriarty. Number 14, Grant Ripper. Number 21, Dylan Alderson. Number 23, Frank Bukai. Number 32, Hunter Clark. And number 34, Coran Horton. Sean, we got a great game ahead of us.
Yeah, we do. And you know, the Chargers really missed an opportunity to take down Davison in their last game. The Chargers made Davison commit 25 turnovers in that game, but just didn't have enough in them to be able to take down this Davison squad. You know, a little bit of that reason was Frank the Tank had his 3rd career triple-double. 18 points, 16 rebounds, forget about assists, 10 blocks. Let me tell you about these boys. Forget about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I don't care about the Splash Brothers. I'm talking about the Crash Brothers.
Let's go.
Frank Bukai, the 6'9", 205-pound power forward. 18.7 points a game, 14.4 rebounds a game, 4.9 blocks a game, and then your 6'4" guard, Dylan Alderson, 17.2 points a game, 4.2 assists a game, and 5.8 rebounds a game. These boys just work together. Like you said, Frankie V is in consideration for Mr. Basketball in Michigan. A little bit of an outside-the-bubble guy, but his 244 points in the season, already 2 more than last year's combined total. They kind of speak for themselves. And like you said, Dylan Alderson, 16 years, can't barely even drive yet. He's already seen offers from the GLIACs, Marist State University, and the D1 Central Michigan University, a school we might know a little bit something about.
Yeah, there you go.
And they love their height. They got a couple guys who are over 6'11" there. A guard like Alderson, he'd make a good fit. The students are already rushing the court. They're excited for tonight's game.
They're about 10, I think they're about probably 5 to 10 years out of high school still. It's Hill night here in D-Town, and we're getting loud and ready to start this one. Your starting 5 for the Cardinals: Brendan Fleming, John DePillo, Grant Rooker, Dylan Alderson, Frank Bukai. And for the Chargers, Adam Hartley, Sean Corcoran, Tyrone Hunter, TJ Edwards, and Dennis Towns. Davison, Michigan, Friday night. Let's play some basketball. Let's go. We're ready here in Davison, Michigan.
I better lose my voice by the time tonight's over, Chris. I'm serious.
Tip one back to Bukai, to Rooker, now to Alderson. Alderson controlling it at the top, trying to set up the Cardinal offense. To Rooker. There's Bukai, and he loses the dribble. TJ Edwards corrals it in for the Chargers. And a turnover to start the possession for the Cardinals. Not what you want to see if you're Robert Hatton.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's not something you can do against a tough Powers team like this.
Here's Dennis Towns. Back to TJ Edwards. Being guarded tightly by John DePillo. The kick to Hunter. Hunter spots up for a 3. Got it!
Wow, look at that one. Nothing to it. He made it look easy.
Flexing his muscles. He's ready to go. Dylan Alderson. Cardinals facing a 3-0 lead, not even a minute into the game. That's going to get the Chargers going hot and ready early. DePillo spots up for a 3 of his own. Got it!
Oh, baby! It's a 3-party, everybody!
Back to back, it's a shootout! Tyrone Hunter wasn't ready, and a quick turnover for the Chargers. 6:59 to play.
You know, Chris, these Davison boys, they're top 5 in the Flint area power rankings behind Beecher, Northwestern, Southwestern, and Goodrich. Top 5 in the Flint area is something Davison hasn't seen in a long time.
Inside to Bukai, the finish. He got it to go. 5-3, 6:45 to play in the first quarter. That's too easy. Frank Bukai standing at 6'9", all alone there in the post, almost unguardable.
He'll get that every time. Come on, he's 6'9", he's the Albanian Nighthawk.
The kick inside. Sean Corcoran can't finish, gets his own rebound, no good the second time. Here comes Alderson, trying to push. He sees Fleming cross court. Crowd wanted to travel. Bukai back to DePillo. Here's Alderson, trying to guide the offense. Back out to DePillo at the top of the key. 6:12 to play in the first quarter. Fleming Trying to get someone open. There's Vukai spotting up in the post. One dribble, the finish!
Oh, baby!
Look out below! Frank Vukai up and away!
Slam Jam City, it's the only place Vukai knows.
We're getting off to a fast start here in Davison, Michigan. 7-3, Cardinals lead, 5:49 in the first quarter. And here come the Chargers. It's Edwards, guarded by DePillo, putting on a cross. Into the corner, this is Adam Hartley. Back to Edwards. Edwards in front of a loud Davison student section. Edwards inside to Kokorin, can't finish. No one gets the rebound, and it's act out to Hartley for three, way long. Rooker knocked down, and he throws it away, no call. Wanted a call, he slaps the floor in frustration. He got checked down to the floor, hears it a little bit from the Power student section, and another turnover for the Cardinals. Whew.
Yeah, get a second to catch your breath,
I need
buddy.
to, man. Wow.
Man, we got a barn burner going on so far.
Edwards putting out a cross, driving inside the lane, can't finish, ripped down by Vukai, and here come the Cardinals. He finds Alderson. Alderson looking up court, can't find anything. Kicks to Fleming. Fleming in the corner, putting on the move, spots up for a three. Way too long, his nerves got the best of him. Alderson throws it off of Vukai, and it's going to be Chargers basketball.
Wow. Fast start, huh?
Oh, yeah. Powers got that opening three, and they haven't scored since. Davison with 7 straight points after that first remark by the Chargers. Edwards pushing it up the floor for Powers. 4:58, excuse me. DePillo guarding Edwards. The kick inside to Kokorin. Being guarded by the lingering Vukai. Spots up for a shot. A lot of contention. Vukai can't rip it down, but it's ripped down by Alderson. And here come the Cardinals. Gillen in the corner. He faces a trap. The kick to Rooker. Kick out to Fleming. Now Davison's going to try and set some things up. DePillo guarded tightly by Adam Hartley. The kick inside. Poor pass by DePillo. Ripped out by Vukai. And a jump ball called. Vukai smiling because he didn't think so. I didn't either. Nonetheless, possession arrow to Powers. Josh Moriarty checking into the game.
And for the Cardinals, number 11, Josh Moriarty.
For Grant Rooker. Rooker will check out. Here come the Chargers. 4:22 to play in the first quarter.
Surprisingly, score has stayed pretty stagnant over the last couple minutes.
Edwards on the drive, almost swatted by Vukai, ripped down by Towns. He loses it on the floor. And a jump ball, Davison possession.
Davison possession.
Very fast-paced game here early and often. Alderson on the inbounds. Looking for the inbounds. Here comes Fleming. He gets it to him, loses it in the bench. Just a bit out too far in front of Brendan Fleming, and another turnover for the Cardinals.
That's what that full court pressure defense can really do for you. Making Fleming's having to come all the way up from half court to try and corral that one in.
Kokorin back to Tyrone Hunter. Spots up for a shot. Short. Ripped down by Fleming. He looks to push. And he just settles with Moriarty out on the left wing. Moriarty looking around. Cross-court pass to DePillo. DePillo on the drive inside to Vukai. Puts it on the floor once. And he got it and the foul. And he flexes and roars as he's headed to the line for a three-point play.
Come on. Vukai, stop it.
Frank, there's children here, man. 9-3 early Davison. Subs checking back into the game. Mike Herzog checking in for Kokorin, trying to find an answer for Frank Vukai.
Come on, the best scientist in the world couldn't get an answer for that.
Vukai for the three-point play, off to the left. Ripped down by Towns. Here comes Edwards. Pushing it up to Hunter. Hunter in the middle. Loses it. Regains control. To Towns, now to Edwards. Edwards trying to cross out the pillow and gain some space. Rooker now on Edwards. Kicked inside. Towns was fouled on the floor. So they're going to take it out underneath the hoop. Oh boy, that's loud.
Yeah, it is. It's peeking in our mics, Chris.
DJ Edwards. The inbounds, can't find anyone. The no look. Nice dish. That's inside Herzog. He's headed to the line for 2 shots. Nice pass by Edwards, looking off the defense. Finding Herzog right underneath the hoop. Flint Powers trying to respond here.
Oh boy, we're going to be hearing this one all night.
Herzog flushes his first one away.
He doesn't even care.
In every aspect in this gym, the band, the students, the buzzer is almost louder than our voices ourselves. Right here on the mics is probably an inch away from our mouth, Sean.
Absolutely. I mean, soon we're going to have to put this literally right next to our tongue.
Herzog. Off the back of the rim. Ripped down, controlled by Bukai. The give to Alderson. Bukai will leave him alone. The pass up to Moriarty. Cross to DePillo. Spotting up for three. Off the inside of the rim. Ripped down by Alderson. Kicked out to DePillo. He's open again. Kick to Moriarty. Looking. Alderson. Shot fake. Puts it on the floor. Tries to control it. DePillo. Good close up by Hartley. Cross court pass is intercepted by Edwards. Here come the Chargers, but Davison has numbers on defense. The kick out to Adam Hartley. Back to Edwards in the corner. No shot. Hunter flashes. Puts it on the floor. Nice finish.
Wow. Strong. Only word I can use to describe that entire sequence. Strong play.
Bukai tall, but not tall enough. Alderson, the feed to Moriarty in the corner. Guarded tightly by Hunter. Back to Alderson for three. Got it. 12-6. And the Cardinals are running out fast and early. 2:27 to play in the first quarter.
We've seen this 12-6 score for Davison versus Powers before.
Very easy give and go. Edwards, the fall away, got it. 12-8, 2:18 to play. Little give and go action there was almost too easy for the Chargers. Timeout taken by Robert Hatton, a quick 30-second timeout. Sean, what have you seen early on in this game?
Chris, what haven't we seen early on? We've seen quite a few missed shots from Powers. We're seeing TJ Edwards. He's only 1 of 3 from the field goal range. For free throws, Michael Herzog's 1 of 2. Tyrone Hunter 1 of 3 from behind the 3. I mean, we're seeing a lot of stuff. We're seeing a couple turnovers. We've seen 2 from Dylan, 1 from John, and 1 from Brendan. But really, this seems to be a game where Davison is controlling the flow.
Yeah.
I mean, even on the defensive side, it seems like they are making Powers play Davison's defense, not Powers' offense.
Yeah, and Powers doing a great job of handling the pressure by Davison. A lot of ball movement, a lot of smart passes. Trying to just handle this height. Alderson puts it on the floor to Rooker. Finding Moriarty, still not across half. Moriarty picked his dribble up, lobs it to DePillo.
Unbelievable.
And DePillo loses it to Hartley. Hartley up to Hunter. Hunter puts it on the floor. Rooker gets in there, but he finishes anyways. So here come the Chargers on a run of their own. 12-10, Davison still leads. Loose pass, controlled by Moriarty. He gets it to DePillo. DePillo inside. The lob, and he almost finished it.
Too high, too much on that one. Wow, that's just one of those points where you got to slow down the game. Make this game your own. I liked what Johnny did try to do there. Throw it up to Bukai immediately after he got it. There's a little bit of numbers advantage there, but a little bit too high on that one. That one will come in time.
And for the Cardinals, number 3, Preston McNabb.
Dennis Towns inbounds to TJ Edwards. These guys have played on the Powers team for a long time. Here's Hunter, the drive. Herzog over to Dennis Towns. Back to Hunter. Hunter back to TJ Edwards. 1:25 left on the first quarter. Noah Sargent now in the game. Good defense by Davison. Lost off of the hands of Dennis Towns. Davison basketball.
That's Mr. Sargent Noah to you.
Jeez.
Buck 17 left. Chris, this first quarter just, it's gone.
Isaiah Levy checking in the game for the Chargers. Preston McNabb also in for Davison. Tight inbounds to Alderson. Little to no space to get it in. And TJ Edwards with the quick foul.
Almost fouled him before the ball was even inbounded. Pretty much already had the hug wrapped around him.
And TJ Edwards will check out of this game. Bodine checking in for the Chargers. 12-10. Davison now cut to a 2-point lead. Alderson. Lob pass to McNabb. McNabb can't reel it in. Yes, he can. The layup, no good. Bukai almost flushed it home. And he grits his teeth. He knew he had to have it. The kick to Hunter, the drive, and it can't fall. Cooped up by Alderson. This game was not even in contention for the Flint for the Flint game of the week.
Unbelievable. ABC 12's here.
Holly at Linden actually ended up winning that. The girls' teams.
Oh.
Moriarty. Looking for Alderson. He finds him. Inside to Rooker. Rooker, ball fake, kicked out to McNabb. He thought about it, no. Back to Alderson, 33 seconds in the quarter. Alderson, the drive, long.
Bodies everywhere.
Here comes Powers. Spots up for a shot. Got it. Woo! Noah Sargent over the tall Frank Bukai. Here come the Cardinals. Moriarty into Preston McNabb. Got it. 13 seconds left. Davison back on top. 14-12, 10 seconds left. Powers going to try and hold for the last shot. Here's Bobine. 5 seconds left. This is Hunter for 3. No good. Ripped down by Davison. Rooker. And that'll be the quarter. Woo! So a very fast-paced quarter early on. And now we are going to send it to the sideline for Caitlin Abdello, who's going to wrap up our first quarter. Caitlin, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Before the game, I talked to Powers Catholic coach Greg Burks about how he wanted to play the ball tonight. He said that he wants to play the ball well and keep it away from Frank and Dylan on the court. He said that because Frank and Dylan are top on the team. The boys are 14-12, Davison lead right now. So I'll send it back to Sean Bednard and Chris Jarrett for your second period.
Stuff that from the game that we played last time, familiarization with some of the things they've done, and us knowing a little bit about the team, so trying to go over some of the concepts that they do offensively and defensively and trying to burst ourselves on some of the stuff they do well and some of the stuff they don't do as well.
Okay, thank you, Caitlin. Just got a selfie with the Cardinal mascot. 14-12 after the first quarter. Another fresh 8 minutes on the clock. Potentially another 8 minutes of chaos, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. I expect loud noises to go deaf by the end of the night and not be able to talk tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I got to work the Central Michigan and Western game tomorrow, and I hope I won't be able to talk through the headset.
Bigger rivalry, Davison and Powers or Central and Western?
I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to leave it at a yes.
You're right. Good answer.
Here we go. Start of the second half. The second quarter. Tyrone Hunter. Here's Sargent. They kick to Bobine. Looking. Back to Hunter on the drive. Nowhere to go. He takes it the distance of the baseline. Kicked out to Sargent for 3. Got it. Powers back on top.
That is a hot shot he has got.
Moriarty. Back to Bukai, who gets it back to Moriarty. Moriarty keep picking up his dribble. Back to Preston McNabb in the corner for 3. Falls to the ground. Rooker with the rebound. The drive. Kicked out to Alderson, who spots up for 3. Yes.
Oh, that's automatic.
17-15. Davison back on top.
Dude, who put him on machine mode? He is just automatic from behind the arc. 2 for 2 tonight from 3.
Moriarty. Now it's Alderson guarding Sargent, who has the hot hand right now for the Chargers. Almost walked. Baseline goes Hunter. Picks it up and dribbles it out. Guarded by Moriarty. The very quick Powers team. They can beat you to the drive. They almost do here. Fouled. He's headed to the line. Bukai giving him a hand. The always classy Frank Bukai.
Yes, he is. A big man with a big heart.
So they're going to go to the free throw line. This is going to be Tyrone Hunter. Looking for his second bucket of the game. 3 points already. Got it.
Didn't even hesitate. Just sunk it.
A lot of substitutions going on right now for Powers.
Yep.
You see the hot and Noah Sargent and Isaiah Levy checking out for the Chargers. Hunter's second attempt. He hit his first. He hits his second. Rooker off the inbound right to Alderson. Tie ball game, 17-all. 6:48 to play in the first half. Alderson. Trying to look. Catching a screen by Frank. Kick to the corner. Back out to Rooker, Inside to Bukai. Trying to go baseline, and he's fouled.
That's what you're going to do when you're that tall. You're going to be drawing fouls all night.
A lot of defense by Mike Herzog.
Oh, too much, according to the referees.
Bukai heading to the line. John DePillo checking back in the game.
It makes Vukai 0 of 2 from the charity stripe.
Usually a decent free throw shooter. That's pretty surprising. Vukai got it. Bobine, now the ball handler for the Chargers as opposed to the previous Tyrone Hunter. Catching a screen from Herzog. DePillo still on Bobine. Hunter spots up, swatted by Vukai. Stepped out of bounds, Davison basketball.
Did you feel the anger on that one? That was a fingertip roll. How high does Vukai get? Is he 7'8", 7'9" from that tall? My goodness.
Alderson penetrating. Nice spin move and a blocking foul. Assessed the Tyrone Hunter. So 3 fouls for Davison, 4 for Powers. Sean Kokorin checking back into the game for Mike Herzog. Of course, trying to keep a fresh body on Frank Vukai at all times. Alderson the inbound.
Need to put a guy on a guy if you're going to block Vukai.
Up top to Moriarty. Bobine giving him constant pressure. Moriarty, a habit of picking up the basketball, almost crossed the Cardinals there. DePillo in the right corner. Looking for Vukai, couldn't find him. Getting it right back and he throws it up. No shooting foul, but the Cardinals going to have it right underneath the hoop. Nice hustle there by John DePillo. As a senior, he's a hustle player.
Absolutely. He knows he's a little bit more, he's one of the shorter guys on the court, but come on, he plays like 8 inches taller than he actually is.
DePillo looking for Vukai. Back to Alderson in the corner for 3. Yes!
Every time.
All smiles by the sophomore. And he knocks it down 21-17. Here's Bobine.
100% behind the arc. Unstoppable.
Heading into the corner. Here's Tyrone Hunter driving baseline. Back to, no, it's stolen away. Here comes Alderson. Alderson looking at Moriarty. Moriarty driving, nothing there. Looking for Alderson. Alderson going baseline. And he's fouled. Looked clean off of the ball, but apparently the officials might have had seen some body contact there.
You never know what happens right when you're in those middle of the pits. Elbow could be thrown very sneakily. Anything could happen.
So Dylan Alderson with 9 points early for Davison. Right now the leading scorer for the Cardinals. 5:20 with a timeout left in the first half. Very interesting game so far, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is well worth the ticket price if you're a fan of either school. You've seen some electric threes, we've only seen one actual dunk completed by Vukai, but a couple attempts for him. I really like the tempo of this game, but Powers, they're keeping in there. They are not going away.
Yeah, and they won't, too, like any good basketball team. And this is a very gifted basketball team. A lot of speed, a lot of talent, very good coaching staff. They're not going to go, silently into the night by any means with this, with the Davison team. They see that they have a challenge, and honestly, they see that they're equally as good. And yep. With any team like that, they pose a threat. If both team comes in the game with confidence, both teams are very scary.
This Powers team, they are fast. The way that they get up court, and then when they're driving the lane, they're like lightning bugs. They're just gone.
Alderson shoots 2 for the Cardinals.
Alderson with 2 shots for Davison. Right now a 4-point lead for the Cards. Off the front left side of the rim. Alderson missing his first. Missed his first, and he sinks his second with ease. 22-17 now, a 5-point lead for the Cardinals. 5:17 to play in the first half. Here come the pressure by Davison. Hunter looking deep to Kokorin. Spots up for a jumper, no good. Rebound ripped down by Vukai. Here comes Alderson.
Moriarty. Now it's Vukai. Kicks it back to Alderson, who spots up from pro range off the front of the rim.
That's his first miss from beyond the arc tonight.
Dennis Towns, now TJ Edwards.
He's got a few years until the pros, huh, Chris?
Hopefully so. Edwards spots up for a long three. He hits it 22-20. That brings it back to a 2-point game. Alderson, Rooker. Cuts it to DePillo, now to Alderson. Cross-court pass to Moriarty, who wanted to lob it for Vukai, but it was swallowed up and tipped. Foul goes on Rooker. And Vukai looks at Moriarty and just shakes his head and kind of waves his hand and goes, we don't need that right now.
Right.
Very smart by the senior, too, to be able to spot out what and what they don't need. You know, especially with a 2-point game. And alley-oop probably would have blown the top off this place.
But you don't need it right now. You just need some points.
Exactly. Just take them when you can get them.
Yep. If you need to just drive the line, put a layup, you know, mid-range jumper, anything like that.
Absolutely. Dennis Towns to inbound. Edwards. We're finally going to get the inbound here. Edwards, slow and control, bringing the ball up the court. DePillo waiting for him across half court. Catching a screen by Kokorin. Edwards putting on the moves. Looking to Hartley, can't see him. Dennis Towns, back to Edwards. Edwards with the screen. The drive. Edwards to Hartley for three. Yes!
Sinks it. Cold-blooded.
Powers now with a 1-point lead. DePillo looking up to Vukai, who lost it on the catch, to Fleming in the corner, who wanted a three but wasn't quite open for one. Almost traveled there. DePillo back to Alderson. Alderson tries to set it up for Davison.
Smart play. Good. That's just a smart thing to do. Just slow it down a little bit.
Kick to Fleming. To three. He got it!
Got it!
Brendan Fleming, very small in size, but if left open, very dangerous for the Cardinals. Davison will switch on those baseline cutters. Noah Sargent on the drive. Reverse side, no call. Kokorin, no. Long. Rooker with the rebound. And here comes Alderson and Davison. 2:56 to play. Fleming almost wanted another one. Vukai back to Fleming.
Trying to get
almost ran the same play. Fleming with one dribble. Dribbles out to Alderson. Now to DePillo. DePillo. Cross-court pass to Fleming. Back to Alderson. Back to Fleming for three. No.
They were giving it to him. They were trying to feed him.
Poked off by, the officials believed it was Rooker, but Rooker 0 times out of 10 believed he poked that ball out of bounds. And the Davison student section right now currently just ripping Adam Hartley. The last three that Hartley knocked down, he turned and kind of gave it to the Davison student section a little bit. That's this rivalry, Sean. We got a great one.
That ain't gonna work here at the cage. They're vicious.
Long. Edwards not enough on his shot. Vukai reels it down, pushes it to Alderson. 2:16 to play in the second quarter. Alderson spots up for a three. No, off the rim. Out of bounds. Davison basketball. Frank Vukai got in there and poked it free, and it went off of an orange thigh, it looked like. Alderson to inbound. Not before Tyrone Hunter will check into the game. TJ Edwards.
Still a 2-point game with 2:07 going before the half.
Alderson looking, lobs it up to Vukai. Puts it on the floor. The moves. Vukai can't finish. Rebound by Dennis Towns. Pushes it up. Here comes Hunter. Up to Sargent. Sargent across court to Hartley for three. Off the rim. Rebound by Vukai. Alderson saw DePillo and wanted him, but didn't pull the trigger. And Alderson will slow some things down here. 1:46 to play. DePillo faces some pressure. Sargent steals it away. DePillo makes sure he doesn't get to the rim easily. Nice defense there by DePillo. A one-on-one breakaway. Make sure that they don't get anything easy. That's only 5 fouls now for Davison. We're hearing it from the Power student section.
Wow, that was a sneaky little sniper kind of play from Sargent to just steal that one away. Kind of came out of nowhere. Chris, I can't hear anything. I can't even hear what I'm thinking right now.
The pillow poked it away, almost dove into the benches there off of Sargent. Moriarty going to check into this game.
Checking into the Cardinals, number 11, Josh Moriarty.
Moriarty in for the pillow. The pillow shakes his head, slaps some hands, and takes a seat. Clearly frustrated. Edwards looking for an inbound. Power sideline wanted the timeout, didn't get one. And an offensive foul on the Chargers. 1:34 to play in the first half. Davison holding on to a 2-point lead.
Yeah, trying to extend it here. That's a good play to be able to get that kind of offensive foul, make them lose one of their possessions.
Alderson bringing the ball up the floor. 1:27 to play. Bukai looking to Moriarty. Moriarty was looking for Alderson off of a screen. Trying to force it to Alderson. They finally get it to him. Alderson being guarded tightly right now. Gets it to Fleming, who's guarded by Sargent. Fleming looking for Bukai. Bukai not there enough. Gets it to Bukai. Bukai puts it on the floor. Kicks it to Rooker, who gets it off the glass. Can't fall. Ripped down by Bukai. He got it.
That's just what he does.
Second chance opportunities. 9 times out of 10, Bukai will rip that down and score.
That's what having someone who is almost 7 feet tall can do for you.
Hunter. And Towns wasn't ready for it. Alderson the other way. The up and under. No good. But a foul is called. And the Power sideline erupts. A fairly late whistle. Tyrone Hunter apparently caught Alderson on the arm. Alderson shaking his head, laughing to himself. And I am hearing it from behind me right now.
Shooting 2.
I'm not really sure what I'm hearing anymore.
Yeah, I think right now in my left ear is just a soft buzz. Alderson sinks it. And a soft Davison applause evolves. A lot of chirp action going on right behind me. You'd think it'd be a birdhouse. Alderson sank his first one, second one, off the back end of the rim. Ball don't lies everywhere right now behind me. Dennis Towns ripped down the rebound, kicked it to Edwards. Here come the Chargers, 27 seconds left. Tight defense now by Alderson. Sargent. The drive, the kick back to Dennis Towns. Rooker trying to take away the baseline. Baseline pass wasn't there. It's going to stay with Powers. 14 seconds left. Davison trying to go into halftime here with a more than 1 possession lead. Currently up by 5. 14 seconds left. Can't get it in. They try and throw it up to almost half court to Noah Sargent. Hartley thought about it. Got it to Edwards. Edwards, 8 seconds left now. 7 seconds left. He takes it to half court. 5 seconds. 4 seconds on the clock now. 2 seconds. Edwards with the step back. Long. And an air ball chant will send the Power Chargers into halftime. After 2 quarters of play, 28-23. Davison with a 5-point lead. A very eventful first half. We are going to now send it to Caitlin Abdella on the sideline, who's going to have our first half recap. Caitlin, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. The boys are up by 5, 28-23. Davison lead right now. Now I'll start talking about some district playoffs. The guys have an exceptional season of 10-3. March Madness is right around the corner and the guys are waiting. If the guys snag a win against the Hornets, they'll be playing the Carmen Ainsworth Cavaliers, the Swartz Creek Dragons, or the Pure Lightning in the district finals. The first round is on March 9th, leading up to the semifinal on March 11th, where the guys will go head-to-head with Swartz Creek. Lastly, the finals on March 13th. The most recent time the boys won a district finals game was in 1978. That's nearly 35 years. I'll send it over to Tracy Grant in the studio for an interview of the post-game show.
Join us after the game wraps up here for our Game Day post-game show. We'll have highlights, stats, and a bunch more that you definitely will not want to miss.
Stick around, ladies and gents. You're watching DTV's Game Day. We will be back right after the half.
One lucky student here this evening. Would Mr. Hayden Anderson come forward. Give it up for Hayden Anderson as our lucky winner of the basketball. Congratulations, Hayden.
I think we're clear. Okay, cool.
Version of Hill students gone wild here. We have a special treat just for you. Under the direction of Mrs. Jeannie Fulcher, our Hill students would like to sing their school song.
Oh, they're alma mater. Oh, Hill Elementary, your colors will be true.
Send it back to the studio for an interview.
It's all good. Just drop the mic right here. We're going to. Look at these two kids right here. I'm so excited! Dude, they're waving the lights here. We're in the Cardinal cage, the lights are waving.
Thank you, Mrs. Fulcher, and thank you to our special kids here tonight from Hill School. Let's give a big round of applause. Great job, kids. And now to center court, let's give it up for the Davison varsity cheer team.
welcome back here at Davison, Michigan. Halftime just getting over 28-23. Davison on top to start the second half here. Sean, we've had a great game. I mean, you take a look at everything going on. Jake bring the cheese ball. It's been back and forth this entire time.
Absolutely. You know, if you're Powers, you want to know how to get back into this game, do not give the ball to Sean Corcoran. 0 of 5 for his field goal attempts, 2 fouls. The man is a brick right now. As well, if you're Davison, give the ball to your big men. Yeah. Dylan Alderson, 3 of 4 from three-point range. Frank Vukai, 4 of 6 from field goal range. They're having themselves a pretty good night, I'd say.
Alderson to kick some things off. Gets it to DePillo. Cross-court pass back to Alderson. Trying to get some penetration. Back out to Fleming for 3. No, that would have exploded the Cardinal Gymnasium to start the second half. Here comes TJ Edwards. Kicks it to Dennis Towns. Pulls out. Spots up for a 3. Long. Ripped down underneath the hoop. Swatted out by Vukai.
That's his second of the night, and you know he liked that one just as much as the first.
When you're underneath the hoop like that, especially Tyrone Hunter, when you just scoop up a rebound, you're probably not going to get off one of those little shots like that.
No.
A lot. Steal by Fleming. Here come the Cardinals the other way, guarded by Hartley. Hartley with his hands up, foul! Fleming with the shot long. Hartley clearly frustrated because he said that couldn't be a foul, my hands were up. Too much body contact.
Yep.
Fleming just threw up a cheese ball and he's headed to the line for free throws.
That's what you got to do when you're a little bit of an undersized kind of forward like that, and you're a guard like that. You just got to drive the lane because you know these Giants are going to be trying to swipe at you.
Fleming, his first attempt, long. Hartley's still really frustrated. Rightfully so too. He was so blatant about having his hands up, just walking with them, but too much contact for the officials' liking. Fleming missed his first one, trying to get the Cardinals scoring off. Here in the second half, he does. Gets his second free throw, goes 1 for 2 on the line. 29-23. Davison scores the first point of the second half. And here comes TJ Edwards and the Chargers. Here's Hunter. Guarded by Fleming tight. And he loses it. Fleming goes to the ground. Still a loose ball. More people go to the ground. Scooped up by DePillo underneath. Foul, and he got it! Woo! A circus shot by John DePillo. Are you kidding me?
He came out of nowhere to scoop that one up and then just throws up a prayer behind the back. You know, he probably practices that one every single day in the gym.
John DePillo gets it to go. Jack Chittle was on his feet. Everyone was on the Davison side. And the Cardinals come out fast. DePillo for a three-point play, got it. 32-23.
Came out of nowhere.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, just bodies all over the floor, and he's running a marathon pretty much.
DePillo's tuned in. Rooker bumps over to Hartley. Towns, no one on him. The drive. Vukai swats him out. Rooker tied up underneath the hoop with Hunter. Tyrone Hunter will head to the line for 2 shots. Good defense there by Cardinals. That's a foul that you're just going to have to take. Make sure nothing easy gets off underneath. We're going to take another look at that replay here with the free throws going on by John DePillo. Edwards sinks his first free throw. Let's take another look at that. Fast break, if we are going to see it. Maybe not. Edwards, second free throw long. Vukai can't corral it. The putback, no good. Ripped down by Hunter. He kicks it out to Edwards. Now it's Hartley for 3. No. Can't get ripped down by Corcoran. Vukai hands it off to Alderson, and Davison takes possession. 6:35 left in the third quarter. 32-24. Davison up 8 points right now. DePillo to Alderson. Nice pass inside to Rooker. He goes up. His shot's blocked. Fleming is knocked down. No whistle called. Here comes Edwards. Looking for Towns. He steps back for a long 2. Way short. Poked up by Alderson. Here comes the outlet pass to Alderson. Alderson facing some pressure by Hartley. Nice drive. Shot falls, but a travel is called. Wow.
You know, prior to that whistle being blown, Coach Burks of Powers was letting the refs hear it. I heard him say, you know, they have a whistle for a reason. He blew it there.
Alderson thought he took 2 steps. He smiles and walks away. Hartley Faking a pass, guarded by Fleming. He looks in his face, he goes, let's go. Kicks it out to Hunter. Hunter pulls up. Long. Nice rebound underneath by Krikorin. He gets it to go. Second chance opportunity there for the Chargers. 32-26, 6-point ball game. Vukai and Alderson trying to break this press. Alderson connects with DePillo down the court. DePillo looking for another one. He can't get it. DePillo went right into Krikorin and initiated contact.
That's Krikorin's third.
Official's going to tee up Hartley here. And he gives him a warning. It looked like he was really about to. He was fishing for his whistle. And he gives him a warning. So we're going to take another replay at that first initial John DePillo circus shot drive, not the one that just happened, as they're trying to figure some things out here. We can see here the loose ball. A lot of things going on. DePillo just came out of nowhere. Came in. Look at that. Wow.
Drew it up that way. Come on. I mean, really.
DePillo at the free throw line again. 32-26, 5:33 to play in the third quarter. He does not miss. First free throw is down and away. Good. 33-26. Substitutions going on here for the Chargers. Herzog back into the game for Krikorin. Hunter Clark checks into the game for the Cardinals.
That's 7 points for John DePillo so far tonight. Also got himself 2 rebounds, an assist, and that steal.
DePillo to make it an 8-point game. He does. 34-26 with 5.5 in the third quarter. Edwards, long pass to Hunter. Hunter inside to Towns, loose ball, he corrals it. Hartley with faking a pass. Driving to drive baseline, not there. Fleming, great defense there. Edwards, catching a screen from Towns. Vukai now on Edwards, way up top. Edwards sags off, Vukai trying to stay as low as possible. Inside to Towns, lost it. It's going to stay orange ball. 5:07 to play in the third quarter.
That's really what Powers has got to do. They got to try and drive it inside of that lane. I mean, they're down 8 points already. They don't want this lead to expand.
Hunter to Hartley for 3. Yes. DePillo up to Fleming. Fleming, the lob, he got it! Whoa! Frank Vukai punches it down. What a feed from Brendan Fleming. Fleming says, you bring the peanut butter. Vukai says, I'll bring the jam. 4:43 to play in the third quarter. Oh my goodness. Wanted out by Vukai. Here come the Cardinals pushing the other way. Alderson being guarded by Hunter. Kicks it in the corner to Fleming. Alderson.
Speechless.
Back to Fleming. Fleming, no look pass to Alderson. He wasn't ready for it. He reels it in. Back to Fleming. Inside to Clark. Bit too long. Vukai thought it was tipped, and the other official thinks it was as well. They're going to confer underneath the hoop, and it's Davison basketball.
Wow. Wow. That has got the fans of Powers. They're angry.
Alderson underneath the hoop. Quick in to Clark. DePillo, now Fleming. Fleming working into Alderson in the corner. Fleming looking for DePillo, who's wide open. Finally gets it to him. Cross-court pass to Alderson, who spots up for a 3. Off the front end of the rim. Here comes Sargent. Chargers have numbers. It's up to Edwards, who can't handle it. Out of bounds, Davison basketball as the ball rolls into the coach's office.
Wow. Just too much heat on that one right there. Ball was coming in hot.
Preston McNabb now in for Hunter Clark. Both sophomores, a team full of a lot of young talent. DePillo looking back for McNabb. McNabb fakes it, gets it up, pass stolen away by Hunter. Hunter, the kick out to Edwards for 3. Way short, DePillo with a parade of everyone. Up to Alderson. Alderson putting the moves on, trying to create some space. Inside to Moriarty, the easy lay, and he got it. 38-29, Davison's lead climbs. Powers looking for an answer here on the offensive end. TJ Edwards visibly frustrated. Herzog with a huge mismatch in the post for the Chargers. Vukai almost tipped it away. Foul on the floor. It's going to go against the Cardinals. That's going to be against John DePillo. 3:12 to play here in the third quarter. Brendan Fleming checking back into the game for the Cardinals. Tommy Bobine checking in for the Chargers. Alderson will take a quick breather, as will DePillo.
Powers looks out of sync.
Yeah, they do.
I've been thinking that the last couple minutes. They just don't look like they're playing very well. I mean, they get the easy basket there, but this is still a 7-point lead.
Nice floater by Hunter there. Fleming trying to break the press. Long pass to Murphy into the cheerleaders. So quick turnover, 7-point lead for the Cardinals, but it doesn't seem like it.
Oh no, it seems much bigger than that. Call it home court advantage, call it the defensive mismatch. I don't know, Davison's loving it though.
Hunter. Alderson back to the scores table. I don't even think that was 30 seconds.
You're not going to keep that big man out forever.
Towns. To Hunter. To Sargent. Bobine can't reel it in off of the official, and it's going to be Davison basketball. Tommy Bobine clearly frustrated. He could have saved it if the official wasn't there. That kind of thing just happens though in a basketball game like this.
Yeah, it's just a natural thing. And I mean, the referee, they're not trying to get in the way, but we saw it in the Super Bowl when Curse used the referee as a little bit of a blocking scheme right there. But you know what? It just happens.
Alderson to Fleming. As the Cardinals cross half court. Back to Alderson. Into the corner to Moriarty. Wanted it, didn't take it. Cross court to Fleming. Ball fake back to Alderson. Moriarty wide open. He finally gets it to him. Moriarty looking for a three. Not enough room. Alderson to Fleming. Fleming facing a double team. You got to do something. Alderson putting on a move. Inside to Vukai. Ball tipped. And here comes Sargent and the Chargers. Sargent, the dish to Bobine. Didn't want it. Back to Hunter. Hunter back to Bobine. Inside to Towns. The step back jumper in the middle of the paint. No good. Foul. Fleming ripped down Tyrone Hunter.
Ouch.
But honestly, a good physical foul there by Fleming, not allowing anything easy underneath the hoop.
Physical is right.
That's Fleming's first. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. He almost got his shoulder blades ripped out right there. Well, you got to make him earn them, and I really do mean make him earn them.
And Hunter sinks his first. Let's take another look at that alley-oop. Sean, I don't believe you got a good look at it. Here's your chance.
I'm excited for this one.
It was pretty. Fleming with the feed. Look at that nice slow-mo. Flushed it down. Hunter got it.
Man.
Like I said, man.
Hey, he's got my vote for Mr. Basketball. I might have a little bit of a bias, but come on. Look at this guy.
Oh, no, man. A lot of good potential. Thrown away by Alderson. McNabb and Alderson just not on the same page. Yeah, man, that alley-oop. Like I was talking about, Vukai just said, you bring the peanut butter, I'll bring the jam,
exactly.
baby.
11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, and a steal for your man, Frank Vukai.
Hunter with the inbound, looking. Finally gets it into Bobine. Crowd thought that was an over and back. Bobine. Almost taken away by Alderson, and a foul called on Fleming. Wow, look at that swat by Vukai going, no.
Look at that, that's
no,
like
that's
a foot and a
happening.
half. That is a clear mismatch.
Not giving anything easy underneath the hoop.
Nope.
If Vukai says that's not happening. Even if the whistle did go, that's not going in. Herzog, behind the arc. Dish to Hunter, spots up, nice jumper. And now it's a three-point ball game. Vukai looking. Cardinals haven't scored in a while. Fleming. The lob to Moriarty. Nice bounce pass to McNabb. He's fouled. Can't get it to fall. He's headed to the line for 2 shots.
That was a good drive right there. Up-court transition offense. Right underneath the basket to force that foul. That's number 3 for Tyrone Hunter.
Fleming, first free throw's good. And Hunter is going to check out. The man has 12 points on the night right now for the Chargers, so that's tough to see him head to the bench with that amount of fouls. McNabb hit his first, his second, long. ripped down by the Chargers. That's Isaiah Levy. Here comes Bobine and Powers. Minute 12 to play in the third quarter. It was Sargent, guarded by Alderson. Crowd thought he traveled. Official says he didn't. Levy out to Bobine. Fleming pokes it free.
Oh.
Crowd thought it was over and back.
Yep, they did.
Bobine having trouble trying to shake the pressure. Fleming and Moriarty switch. Bobine gets it to Levy. Levy puts it on the floor, tries to go baseline, and a blocking foul will be on the floor. No shooting foul. It's going to go against Preston McNabb. Cardinals with 5 team fouls. That's McNabb's second foul in the game right now. Not really in the most foul trouble right now, but heading into the fourth quarter, they're pushing 1-1. Travel. Bukai all smiles, claps his hands.
He forced it.
Andy Lenzion didn't think so. McNabb gets it into Alderson. 43 seconds left. Alderson. Up to Fleming. Fleming almost traveled. Gets it to Bukai. Puts it on the floor, and he's fouled hard. That's the Chargers' 5th foul. Bukai's going to have it right underneath the hoop. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Foul's going to be assist to number 25, Mike Herzog. Bukai, the kick to the corner. Alderson right back to Bukai. The drive, foul, and the bucket.
It's automatic at this point. If you foul him while he's shooting, he's gonna make it.
Official says count it. Bukai all smiles. That's too easy. Bukai headed to the line. 31 seconds. That one didn't take long. 4 seconds for the three-point play opportunity. Rattles in. So now just like that.
Back up to a 7-point lead again.
You're right. 25 seconds left. Bobine gets it across half. Moriarty and Fleming switch again. Lenzion tried to flash, no good. Levy there, no. Moriarty, tight defense. Bobine and Powers had enough.
Smart timeout right there.
Timeout, you're right. 12 seconds left. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. His boys, I mean, they were within 3. They just let 4 points go by him again. 7-point lead again, and I'm sorry. I know it's a 7-point game, but I just think Powers still looks out of sync. They're fouling a lot more going into this fourth quarter, and I don't know. This is a timeout where if they can get some points right before going into the fourth quarter, hold on for the last shot. Well, we'll see. It's up from there, but I still think they need to find their rhythm, find their bounce.
12 seconds left. That's all that remains of a very fast-paced third quarter. Very fast start to the second half. Cardinals going to need all that student section that they can muster up here in this fourth quarter.
Chris,
this game's not going to go away.
There are 3 Chargers with 3 fouls.
That's trouble.
That is trouble.
Bobine into the corner to Herzog. 7 seconds left. Back to Bobine. Trying to set something up. 5 seconds. Bobine trying to drive to Levy. He just forces it up. Air ball. And the clock expires before the ball can bounce out of bounds. So that does it for the end of the third quarter. 42-35. Davison on a 7-point lead. And just like always now at the quarter break, we're going to kick it to Katie Abdella for our our quarter intermission. Katie, what do you got for us?
Torak. Thanks, guys. I'm here with Mrs. Torak, the principal of Hill Elementary, Hayden Anderson, the winner of an autographed basketball by the Davison varsity players, and a participant in the mentor program. And lastly, Mrs. Fulcher, a first-grade teacher at Hill and the founder of the mentor program. Mrs. Torak, can you please tell me about how this helped all the kids?
Absolutely. The program helps the kids in a variety of ways. Helps them with reading skills, math skills, and it also helps them just with motivation. Sometimes they're not motivated in the classroom, and it helps to see these boys come in and be positive role models to them. It's a powerful program.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Ms. Fulcher, can you explain it a little bit?
Absolutely. The boys come in on the late start on Wednesdays, and they meet with the students. They do the reading, math, spelling, whatever the teacher feels that needs to be hit within that academic area.
And Hayden, from what I understand, is Frank Bukai was your mentor. How did he help you in reading and math?
He helped me read better,
when I read Bears to him, and he helped me pass my 6s on my time test, so I got a 3.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Thanks, guys, for this. Thank you. Send it back to Chris and Sean for the third quarter, third period.
Thank you, Katie, for that nice interview there. Mrs. Torok, Mrs. Fulcher, we're getting ready to start some things here in the fourth quarter. Already underway here in the fourth quarter. 7:35, only 25 seconds into this one. Floater can't fall for the Chargers. And it's cooped up by Edwards. 42-35 is where we stand in the ball game right now. Davison with a 7-point lead, trying to close this one out. Chargers trying to surge their way back into this game. Hunter to Sargent, the drive, and a foul called against Rooker. He doesn't believe it.
That's Rooker's third.
That's a lot of players right now in foul trouble in this game.
Yep, both sides of the ball too, Powers and Davison.
TJ Edwards to inbound now for the Chargers. Edwards has to get it in, finally does the Sargent. Started by Fleming. Sargent the pass to Kokorin, no good. Rooker doesn't go for it.
Smart play.
Sean almost crashes into holy Mr. Shanafelt over there. Good thing he doesn't.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Shanafelt knows a thing or two about basketball, so
yeah,
I wouldn't mind that too much.
Former Bobcat coach over at Grand Blanc,
yep.
Now at Davison. Go Cards. 7 minutes left. Alderson, the kick to Fleming. Cross-court pass to DePillo, who spots up for a long three. Wow, no, big rainbow there by Johnny DePillo. He's usually a rainbow air ball or splash money from that range. And drive there. It's going to be another foul. TJ Edwards on the drive for the Chargers. He's fouled and headed to the line for 2 shots. 7-point lead, 6:45 in this game. If you just recently joined us, you missed a very fast-paced game. Up and down very much so between these two teams. Powers just started to slip away a little bit, trying to draw themselves back in. Down now 6, 42-36, as Edwards hits that first free throw.
John came out. He's got 4 fouls. Decided to go with Josh Moriarty.
Tough.
Yeah.
Especially a senior, Johnny DePillo, guy you depend on to knock down threes in clutch time, as we saw last year. Huge game against Flushing. Tied it with about a second left. Edwards misses his free throw. Alderson rebounds, now controls for the Cardinals, up to Moriarty. Chargers trying to press. Timeout called by Hatton, and he's seen something he didn't really like. 6:33 left in this game. Sean, your thoughts right now?
Davison can just run some clock if they want to, but make sure they're coming away with points. I mean, they're always having Bukai available in the middle, and you know he's got about 3 or 4 inches of Powers' nearest big man, but they're also getting a lot of those open looks outside on the perimeter, but they're closing pretty quickly. So if they were to try a 3-shot, they would have to do more of a catch and shoot kind of thing, and I don't know, I'm just not feeling the 3 right now. You're up 6 points, and like we said, it feels a lot bigger than that. So I just think you should keep trying to go for those mid-range jumpers and points in the paint. And I mean, that theory's been working. Frank Bukai, he has got 14 points, 6 boards, 4 blocks, and a steal. But if you do want to try it on the outside, the man to go to is Dylan Alderson. 11 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals. That's all I got to say, Chris.
Yeah, you know, good stats, good numbers all the way around the Cardinals right now. Holding to a 6-point lead. Looking to try and carry that out the rest of the game. Here we go, Powers chance starting to come behind us.
And
trying to get their team back into this game. Go ahead.
A good thing to do would be to try and drive Vutkai in the lane. There are 2 players on the court right now for Powers that have 3 fouls.
Yeah, that could be huge. Bukai, the kick to Fleming in the corner for 3. Yes, he got it!
Splash City, baby!
Fleming all smiles all the way. He's got 7 points on the night. Here's Edwards. The kick to Hunter. Hunter drives, spots up for a 3 of his own. No, almost fell. Kokorn with a nice rebound. That can't fall. And a foul headed the other way. That's going to go against... That's Dennis Towns.
That's Towns. That's only his first.
Okay.
Actually, that's his second.
Well, there he goes. You know, they're in good condition. That's especially someone with his size too.
Yeah.
You want him in good condition. You know, let's see here. What 6'5". You know, one of the more taller
6'5" is as tall as they come on the Chargers team. You got 3 guys at 6'5". He's one of them. So, yeah, it's someone you don't want to lose, especially when you got someone like Vukai who's almost pushing 7 foot in there. Rooker can't hit his first free throw. Chased down by Frankie. Exactly who you were just talking about. By Vukai, and he's fouled. That's by Sean Kokorin for the Chargers. So Vukai's now at the line for the
That's
Cardinals.
number 4 for Kokorin.
That's tough. Got it.
You know, Frankie V, he's on the verge of a double-double. He's got 7 rebounds.
In 6 minutes to try and muster up some of those, 4 more of those boards.
Or 6 more blocks. Take your pick.
Yeah. Vukai hits them both. Now an 11-point margin for the Cardinals. It's the first time it's double digits tonight.
Surprising, to be honest. It seems like it's always been that much bigger.
Moriarty trying to stay with it. Towns puts it on the floor. Uncontested, tipped away by Vukai.
Wow, that's 5.
Alderson all the way to the other end. He picks his dribble up, kicks it into the corner for Fleming. Fleming wanted it, shot fake, cross back to Alderson. The dish to Vukai underneath, and it's blocked away. Vukai thought he was physically contested, but he won't get a whistle. Yeah, it looked pretty clean.
Yeah, I'd say so. I didn't really see anything malicious or foul intent right there. It looked like it was a clean.
Alderson into Moriarty. Can't save it. Towns wanted that breakaway very badly. Probably would have preferred it, honestly.
Yep.
More than an out of bounds. But the Chargers will set some things up here. 5:36 to play.
Got the ball no matter what, my friend.
And they're going to start to roll it early here, not even breaking the 5-minute mark. And they're trying to savor all the time they can.
Dennis Towns has got it. Pass it up over to Hunter. Driving it in the lane.
Inside Kokorin, can't get it. Oh, he thought he was fouled. So he's going to now head to the line. Both teams now in the bonus.
Who's that foul going to go on?
14, Red Rover is 4th. Wilson, number 10,
Kokorin flirting with the bench now. 4 fouls. Only 2 points for the young man tonight. Sean's first shot, plunked off the left side of the rim.
You know, yep, Grant Rooker's coming out now. He's got 4 himself, going to be replaced by Preston McNabb. A little bit of foul trouble happening for both teams now. We're seeing a couple players with 4s. We got John DePillo and now Grant Rooker for the Cards. And we got Sean Kokorin for the Powers Chargers.
Lost it, and they say Powers ball.
Yeah.
Alderson thought that he was pretty heavily contested. Adam Hartley now going to check into the game for Noah Sargent.
Yeah, that was definitely a good call by the refs there. It looked like it was all Alderson all the entire way. Well, that's kind of the break that you're hoping for if you're Powers. Miss the free throw and get the ball right back.
Edwards to Hunter, inside to Kokorin. Swatted away by Vukai, almost effortlessly. Yeah. Stolen by Alderson. Here come the Cardinals. Alderson, fast pace, nice feed to Fleming. Can't control it. Save to McNabb, who finished, but not before the official could call him out of bounds. So no points come out of that for Davison. 5:10 left in the game. Cardinals still with an 11-point margin. Moriarty trying to force them to pick up the ball. I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Just trying to save some face here. As Powers trying to roll that ball up court a little slower.
Edwards to Towns at the top of the key. Trying to drive middle. And an off. And a travel.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be an offensive charge. I was getting ready for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way he can just drive the lane, pushing people aside with his shoulders and not have some kind of foul or travel.
McNabb trying to inbound it. Here comes Vukai. Vukai looking for Fleming, couldn't find him. Poked away by McNabb. That's going to be his 3rd.
Oh, man. More foul troubles. That was your replacement for a guy who had foul trouble. He's not supposed to be fouling.
This is going to be a long rest of these 5 minutes here. We're not even halfway done with the 4th quarter, last quarter of this game. Powers 8 fouls. Davison now 9. One more will put the Chargers in double bonus to finish out the game. That could be very, very critical. Towns knocks down his first.
Hearing it from the crowd. Trying to knock down his second, go 2 for 2. He does.
9-point game.
McNabb gets it quickly into Fleming, who's back to McNabb. Back to Fleming, dangerous pass.
Absolutely.
Up to Moriarty. Moriarty tries to get it to half, dribble out. McNabb fouled by Adam Hartley. That's his fourth. No, excuse me, that's his third. On Hartley. Hartley with 2 threes in the game tonight.
Hartley, his third.
I mean, you're going to have to start digging deep on your depth chart if you're Burks or if you're Hatton.
Yeah.
I mean, fouls just everywhere.
McNabb's first. He got it.
Effortless.
Second free throw coming up for McNabb. He sank his first. Trying to do the same for his second. And he does. Splash. 2 for 2 for McNabb at the line there. Chargers roll the ball in again, trying to save all that time that they can, even if it is 2 or 3 seconds.
Still an 11-point game, too.
Towns to Hunter for 3. Off the rim. Look at that board by Fleming. And it's going to be Davison basketball.
Good effort by Mr. Fleming's right there. Go way up.
McNabb poked away by Edwards. Alderson gets it. Moriarty finally finds Fleming inside of McNabb. And Bukai comes in, the garbage man, to clean things up.
Yes, sir. Just about to say, he's that man who does all the dirty work and gets it done.
Bukai was coming in hot, looking for an off the board alley-oop. Nice step back by Edwards. Can't get it. He falls to the ground. Rebound by Alderson. Here comes the sophomore, putting on the moves. The kick back to Bukai. And they called over and back. Bukai, if he would have caught it, would have been on the right side of the court. But just a little bit rattled, jumped over and let it bounce indeed over and back. So Powers calls a full minute timeout here. 51-38, a 13-point deficit now for the Cardinals, just under 4 minutes to play.
Largest lead of the night for Davison.
Largest lead, and it continues to grow. That's the thing. Powers seemingly has no answer right now, Sean.
Yeah, they have not been close to Davison since that deficit was down to 3. But it's like Powers just kind of fell off the map since that happened. I don't know what was happening there, but I'm kind of surprised that Coach Birch was just letting these points just keep going and going and going. And here we are up to a 13-point lead. The closest they got in this quarter was a 9-point deficit. That's not going to cut it. When you're losing that much, you got to call a timeout and get your team like, come on, guys, we got to get back into this game. I mean, 3:53 and you're just now calling a timeout. I can't agree with that. You're almost down 2 touchdowns here, Coach.
3:53 left in the ball game. Very critical. About 4 minutes and some change here. Very crucial for both teams, honestly. Davison looking to try and close this out cleanly. Powers needs to move quick. And now you see the roll and the inbounds with the roll is starting to make a little bit more sense. You see that every possession counts now for the Chargers. Dennis Towns gets the feed from the official. The inbounds to Edwards. And he crosses half court. 3:50 to play. Rooker spots up. Back to Towns. Towns tries to go middle, not there. Edwards driving. Bukai. Foul in the bucket.
Alderson's a little confused by that one. Little too much body right there. That's Alderson's first.
Foul on the sophomore. TJ Edwards heading to the line for a pretty critical 3-point play. This will make it down now to 10 points. And he hits. Rooker. And the Cardinals will, of course, face some pressure. Tries to get it into Alderson. Almost corralled by Edwards. Alderson pushes it up to Moriarty. The give to Bukai. And he's wrapped up hard.
I tell you, they are really making Bukai earn it. He's going to be coming away with some black and blue marks on him, but he's had a clean night himself. I mean, come on, 18 points, 7 boards, 6 blocks, 1 foul. One foul.
Hartley with 4 fouls now. Had 2 threes earlier, both pretty big threes. Reeled the teams back into the game both times. He needs one now. He's talking to his coach. He says, I'm good. Bukai's first one. Yes.
Just a nice little friendly roll on that ball.
That's all we need right now is more anxiety. 3:34. Cardinals 11, now 12-point lead. 53-41. Chargers roll it in again. Here comes Edwards. Pushing and looking. Dribbles around the top. Trying to find someone. He finds Hunter inside, driving, and he got it. 10-point ball game. It's going to become a slugfest now. DePillo trying to swim through and get open. Rooker just throws it up, and it's controlled by Herzog. Well, look at that. No other than Frank Vukai to hop up there and wedge that one out.
Absolutely.
And so it's going to be ruled as a jump ball. Davison possession are very unfortunate for the Chargers. Davison right now just cannot break this Powers press cleanly.
Oh no, I mean they're playing probably one of the toughest full court presses I've seen in quite a few my last couple basketball games.
Rooker looking, trying. Up to Vukai, now to DePillo. And that will finally flutter in off of a mix of Alderson and Vukai. Vukai all smiles right now. 2:50 to play, 12-point lead. Hunter spots up, can't hit the three. DePillo rips it down, and it's now in Alderson's hands. Up to DePillo. And a foul called, timeout by Davison. Now with one timeout left, they just used their second in the game. Now they only have one left, 2:37 to play in the ball game. Davison up by 12 right now. Hatton probably wanting to try and talk to his players right now about breaking this press, trying to get it a little bit more cleanly. Grant Rooker having problems once the ball gets in his hands. A lot of defensive pressure right now. Sean, what do you think they got to do to try and get the ball past half court here?
They can't be trying anything so risky. Like the way that Rooker just threw that one up, that was very ill-advised. I understand that it's still just a 12-point lead. Powers is still behind and they shaved off a minute 20. But really just keep active passing among players who are in the backcourt, and you'll be able to get it to the front court eventually. They'll be trying to pressure those players who keep getting the ball in the backcourt. I understand you have to break the 10 seconds, but they've been able to actually do it. They just got to keep clean. That's really all it is.
McNabb inbounds to Alderson. Alderson trying to shake the pressure. Picks up his dribble in the corner. Vukai kicks it to DePillo. Out to Alderson. Trying to drive. Puts on a move on the floor. Kicks it out to Moriarty, who gets it to the corner to McNabb, who drives, tries to go reverse. No call. Hatton really wanted one inside to Vukai, who's got about 4 charges on him. Can't get it out, and it's controlled by Hartley and the Chargers.
Vukai just had everyone on the court and a couple players on the bench on his back right there.
Inside to Herzog, stripped away by McNabb, into the corner to Towns, back to Hartley, puts on the moves, tries to get it inside to Herzog. McNabb with 4 now. DePillo going up, all smiles to McNabb. Preston just trying to get in the mix with Mike Herzog to try and break that ball up. Gets a little bit too physical.
See McNabb shaking his head right there.
Yeah.
3 players with 4 fouls now for the Davison, 2 of them on the court.
Shot no good. Herzog shakes his head. Looked like a flat shot from the start. Davison currently up by 12. Does not seem like a 12-point lead right now.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't for a while. Even when it was just a 3-point lead, still felt bigger.
Herzog missed his first one. Second attempt, good. McNabb will inbound it. The quick dish to Alderson. And a foul called quickly. That's going to go against, that's Hunter. And that's going to be his 4th. So we're seeing some quick whistles here, and some of these Chargers, they keep savoring this time, but this time keeps utilized as fouls that's called against them.
You know, Chris, another way to break the full court press, draw a foul.
Yeah, true. Well, now both teams are in the double bonus, 90 feet away from the hoop. Every single time that foul is, they're going to travel all the way the length of the floor for free. Alderson rimmed out.
Coach Burks enforcing his team to box out in case of a missed free throw right here.
Student section wanting a big win tonight. We'll go dancing all the way into tomorrow and into the night. Tomorrow night at their snow coming dance, if the Cardinals can sneak away with one here. Second free throw was good, 56-44. Now a 12-point lead for Davison, minute 55 to play. Foul called. That's McNabb.
That's his 5th.
He's going to have to check out of the game. Here's Hunter Clark, the sophomore. checking in for Davison. A crucial 2 minutes now for the sophomore coming into this game.
Clark's been pretty silent on the stat sheet besides 1 rebound.
Yeah. You see, part of being a sophomore on a varsity team is you got to grow up quick sometimes.
Right about that.
Tyrone Hunter very frustrated with himself. Rims out his first attempt. Still a 12-point deficit. Inside 2 minutes, $1:52 to play. Hunter's second one, good. Clark, the inbounder. Looking. Davison running the inbounds play. Gets it to Moriarty. Moriarty didn't want DePillo. Clark, back to Moriarty. Tipped away.
Keep possession.
Very scary pass. Completely bisected the court from the right side all the way to the left. Cardinals will stay with possession. Oh, look at the student section. That's awesome. A little Manny Galea action going on there, the senior.
Gotta love that.
Getting some good FaceTime.
And
Moriarty. He's safe. Before Miss Kinkle can get over there. Now she's at on now. DePillo in the corner for 3. Spots up. Off the side of the rim. Ripped down by Alderson. Controlled. Fresh, non-existent shot clock for the Cardinals. Alderson wanting it. He gets it. Just in case he gets fouled. Strong pass inside. Clark trying to rip it down. Senseless effort there, trying to go for that ball. Once it's controlled by the by the Chargers, you just got to let that go. Almost went in, like you said.
It's like a volleyball style play right there.
Minute 15. Davison up by 11 now. Still double digits for the Cardinals. Trying to close this win cleanly though, if they can.
Now I look at the scoreboard. And I see that Powers has 3 timeouts. And during that whole fourth quarter,
you would have thought
1 timeout was called.
Yeah.
You can't take those home, coach. You can't use those next game.
Exactly. 56-46. Herzog's first free throw fell. His second, yes. Flushes home. Clark looking for someone. Let's play football. You had to expect this one. Clark pushing it to DePillo. Lobs it over to Moriarty. Gets it out to DePillo. Nice play. Cardinals are just going to move the basketball now. Alderson putting on the moves. Out to Moriarty. Got to make sure you don't throw the ball away here. Less than a minute to play. 53 seconds left. Chargers not fouling. DePillo. Out to Alderson. Not sure what the scheme is here. DePillo. And now Greg Burke's calling for his Chargers to foul as we are inside 40 seconds.
Nice 20 seconds killed by the coach there.
And the always prevalent no answer cheer coming from the Davison student section.
They love it.
Moriarty off the left side of the rim. Murphy checking back in. Brendan Murphy, the sophomore. Moriarty also a sophomore. His second shot can't fall. Here comes all the way coast to coast. Dennis Towns and an offensive foul.
Yep. I was going to say, feet were set for both players.
33 seconds left in this one. Chargers are still going to pressure. Clark finally gets it into Alderson, who puts it on the floor. Pressured. That's Sargent.
That's his 4th. That was Towns' 4th. 5 players are going to finish this game with 4 fouls.
If they don't start, if they don't start fouling here. 9-point game, 56-47. Alderson at the line. Very good free throw shooter for the Cardinals. Exactly the guy that you want. And surprisingly, a sophomore. His first attempt does not fall, excuse me. I don't believe in a broadcaster's curse, but I mean, I guess it
happens.
It happens, I guess. Alderson, his second attempt. Good. 57-47 now. Chargers will roll it. Alderson comes up and initiates the pressure. Here comes Hunter all the way. Nice Euro step. Good finish at the rack. 57-49 now.
That was a beauty.
Alderson almost lost it. Had to chase it down. 17 seconds left. And he lost it. 16 seconds now. Chargers down by 8. Going to look to see if they can get a couple quick buckets. I would put someone up and go man-on-man right now at 100 because they're just going to roll this ball in. Alderson gets up there. 15 seconds left. Kick to the corner. Herzog. They got to shoot it if they want to drive back into this game. It's Herzog. Off the rim. Ripped down in the air. Controlled by Murphy. And he's fouled with 5 seconds left. 57-49. 5 seconds left here in the contest. Well, Sean, I guess we can take a look at this fourth quarter here. What'd you think?
What a performance by Davison.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say. From the end of the third quarter, I just didn't really see a point where Powers could fight their way back into this one. All I'll say is the score is closer than it seems.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I would not think 8 points. If you asked me, what was the final score of that Davison-Powers game? Davison won by about 15.
15.
Easily.
8-point lead, now a 9-point lead. Murphy connects, and that's his first point of the night. Shout out to Brandon Murphy.
Good for him.
Dennis Towns gets it into Sargent. 3 seconds left.
Buzzer beater.
Pulls up for a 3. Off the mark. No good. 58-49. Final score. Really quick before we sign off. We're going to toss it to Caitlin Abdella for the fourth quarter and the game wrap-up on the sideline. Caitlin, what do you got for us?
The boys varsity next home game will be Tuesday, February 10th, as the Cardinals host the visiting Dragons of Swartz Creek. That's next Tuesday, right back here at Davison High, as our Cardinals play host to the visiting Swartz Creek Dragons. Again, thanks everyone for your support, and please drive home carefully this evening.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Frank Vukai, a big player of the game tonight. Frank, how do you think you guys did?
We played good. We played our best defense, and that's how we really won the game.
Do you guys think you deserve the win tonight?
Of course we did. We hustled every play. There was one play when 4 of our 5 guys dove on the floor, and then John hit an end one, dropped the basket. It was such a great game.
How did you guys prepare for this game after you guys played them once before?
We just played our regular practice, have a normal practice. Of course it was more intense. It's Powers Week. It's always a great rivalry. It's amazing.
What do you think Coach Hatton's going to say when you walk into that locker room?
He's going to say, good win, way to play our defense, way to play Davison way, and tenacious 10. It's what we are.
All right, great job tonight, Frank. Hopefully you get out there and keep dunking.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to Trace and Grant in the studio for more on your post-game show.
Thank you, Caitlin. Awesome interview.
I'm Josie Mayville, and I've been a volleyball official for 30 years. Got to where I couldn't play it anymore, decided to stay involved by being an official. High school needs good officials. Stay a part of the game you love. Become an official.
Hi, my name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to OK to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app. You could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
so clearly.
Take the ball, take the ball.
I hated losing more than anything.
Don't let him get by, box him out.
Every loss put me one step closer to going over the edge. And sometimes, it almost did. But something else mattered more than winning.
Good game, man. Thanks.
Sportsmanship.
Hello, Davison, and welcome back to the DTV studio for DTV's Game Day postgame show. I'm Trace Clinton here alongside my boy Grant Pullmantier. Grant, I just want to say thanks to both my Southern reporters, Jordan Bruns and Caitlin Della. Both of them did a great job tonight. It was their first time out, and they did awesome.
They did really well.
So about that game, awesome game. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vukai coming up big for him.
Absolutely. I mean, those awesome plays were
lots of dunks, that huge alley-oop too, which we'll be seeing later in the highlights. But anyways, let's get the highlights.
Let's get those highlights. Let's go. Guys put up an awesome victory tonight. Lots of action, so let's take a look at some of those best moments. On Power's first possession, Adam Hartley dishes out to Noah Sargent, and Noah drains a three, putting Powers up 3-0. And after that, Rooker dishes out to Frank, and Frank does his job and slams one down for Davison. Davison up is 14-12 at the end of the first. And at the beginning of the second quarter, Dylan Ellison drains a three right off the bat. And later on, Tyron Hunter steps up for a three and gets franked on the way down. Near the end of the second, Frank gives it to Ellison. Ellison nails another long three, putting Davison up 28-23 at the end of the half. In the third quarter, it's Powers' ball. Ball's loose. Guys are tripping over each other. No one has a hold on it. Eventually, DePillo gets his hands on it. He puts up two for Davison and draws a foul. And later on, Powers hits a three here, and Davison wastes absolutely no time. Quick few passes down the court. Brennan Fleming eventually gets his hands on it. He sees his boy Frank, and he puts up, and Frank slams it down hard. Alley-oop to Frank. Play of the night, pro-level playing right there. So now let's take a look at that again in DTV slow motion. Brennan Fleming sees his boy Frank. Frank is there on time, perfectly, slams it down. Awesome play. Great job, guys.
Looking at the standings, Davison sits at third behind both Northwestern and Southwestern in the conference with a 5-3 conference record and an 11-3 overall record. Northwestern and Southwestern are the only teams to take away victories against Davison, and Davison can't quite close in on Northwestern, who has beaten them in both matchups. And then finishing off the bottom three is Powers Catholic, Carmen Ainsworth, and Lapeer.
Now looking at the schedule for the boys, they will be taking on Swartz Creek next week at home on February 10th. Then they'll stay at home and play Southwestern on the 13th. And after a slight break, the guys will hit the road to play Carmen Ainsworth on February 20th and then Millendow on February 24th. Finally, the guys will end their road trip and regular season at home against Flushing on March 3rd. And peeking ahead at the playoffs, the guys will get a first-round bye and play Swartz Creek in the semifinal. Looking at the other side, Carmen Ainsworth will take on Lapeer. The winner of that game will duke it out against Kersley. And then the winner of that game will play Davison in the final if they get the victory against Swartz Creek.
Now, one of the players tonight that helped Davison get that win and hopefully will help them make that push in the districts is Dylan Alderson. Caitlin Della has more for us.
Alderson gets the rebound and puts it back up for two. Big play there coming out from the sophomore.
Alderson may be one of the best players that the Davison varsity basketball team has had in a long time. But it didn't happen overnight.
I've been playing my whole life. My first actual organized league was in second grade at the Cage.
Over the years, it became clear that Dylan's height would play a key role in the future. Alderson wasn't the only one to think so.
I was taller than everyone else, so people thought I was going to be a post player and not a point guard, but my dad knew I was going to be a point guard. He wanted me to be a point guard.
I knew early on that there could be something special going on, and I knew that he could have good size. So once we started working at basketball, he was pretty good at some fundamental ball handling drills, so we just kind of kept working on that. And then I also knew over the years, all the years of coaching, that point guards are key to any team.
With Dylan having a key role in the team, the pressure's on.
I don't know. I feel the pressure because like I have to lead the team. Like lots of my teammates look up to me. Just getting prepared for the game, I just think about what I need to do to help get the win.
When playing basketball, making plays isn't the only thing that comes out of it.
It makes you a better person off the court too, by mental toughness.
Caitlin Abdella, DTV Sports.
Now, Dylan is one of the big cornerstones for Davison basketball, as he's only a sophomore and still has 2 more years of high school ball left in him.
All right, we got a few stats on the boys' game, so let's take a look at those. You see, Powers' 3 points was 36%, while Davison 44% on three-pointers. And free throws, Powers had 50% and Davison had 60. A little bit of difference there. And turnovers, Powers had 14 and Davison had 18. Oof.
Now, after that awesome win from the guys, we're going to take a look back at the girls' game that happened earlier tonight with some highlights. So Hannah Gabriel lobs it in right here to Madeline Carr, puts it up to the bucket. And she stepped up this year for the Cards in a desperate need in the post. Later, Haley Gabriel inbounds it again, this time to Katie Hall, who drains the shot from downtown. She only hit a few tonight, though. Just before the first half came to a close, Rachel Philpotts puts up a laser from downtown as the buzzer goes off to tie the game up just before going into halftime. I'm sure we'll be seeing that one on SportsCenter's Top 10 tomorrow.
Absolutely, Grant.
Then in the second half, Philpotts starts things up for the Chargers with another dagger from downtown. She really stepped up for the girls and they kept them in this game. After a missed shot here, Madeline Carr puts it back up for the Cards for some second chance points. And then you see Carr again, almost getting blocked, but she regroups and grabs the ball to get another putback to put Davison only down by 1 in the fourth. After an exciting ending, Powers did beat Davison 39-37.
And here we have some standings for the girls in the Saginaw Valley South Conference. Davison sits at 4th with a 2-6 conference record and a 4-11 overall record. Powers Catholic, Lapeer, and Carmen Ainsworth all have taken the lead among the conference. Northwestern and Southwestern bottom out the standings with identical conference records.
And now moving forward, the girls will face off against Swartz Creek on the 10th, Flint Southwestern on the 13th, Carmen Ainsworth on the 20th, and Midland Dow on February 24th. All of those games coming up are home, so get here and show your support for our Lady Cards. And once those games wrap up, the girls will be looking forward to districts. The girls haven't won in districts since 2012, where they beat Flint's Northwestern in the district final, but then lost to Midland in regionals. The Cards get a first-round bye and will then play the Crisley Hornets on March 4th in the semifinal. On the other side, Carmen Ainsworth will be playing Swartz Creek, and the winner of that game will take on Lapeer in the semifinal.
The guys so far have had an awesome season. Between Frank and Dylan, there's plenty of talent to go around the team, but there is one team member that brings out something that nobody else can.
Hey, John. Hey, kill it tonight, all right? Let's go. Let's go, Davon. Let's go. My name is Davon Flowers. I'm 16 years old, and I'm team manager.
This is Davon. If you've gone to any varsity football or basketball game this past year, then this is probably a familiar face. A few years ago, Davon, unable to take part in sports with his friends, found the opportunity he was searching for.
I became the team manager in 7th grade. My 7th grade teacher, Mr. Clark, introduced me to being team manager. Good shot, man.
Davon is the team manager for the boys varsity basketball team here at Davison High School and has been helping the guys through their season.
Oh, good shot! Hey! I'm responsible to keep the guys hydrated and record stats like rebounds, and sometimes I might record like turnovers and stuff like that.
And for every big game, Davon is right there feeling the hype with the team.
We're so pumped for those games. It'd be really nice to beat Powers again, just to sweep them. We probably could go to states easily. Yeah, let's go! Yeah!
And the one thing is holding Davon back from hitting the court himself.
What stops me is my arthritis. Had it since I was about 7 years old. It developed slowly. Have it really bad in my back, and it basically controls my whole body.
But none of that stops Davon from taking part in what he loves, and the guys on the team are more than supportive.
They treat me just like family. It's just such a fun experience. I get to spend time with my friends all the time, and the crowd is crazy.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's always pumping us up. He keeps a smile on our face even when we're losing. He gives us confidence when we go out there.
Davon still has high hopes, though.
I would play basketball and football if I could, and I play my heart out with on the team. I'm like 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah.
Taller than that. You're taller than me. I'm sorry.
I might be 6 foot, dude.
Devon's been managing both the football and basketball teams for the past few years now and planning on keeping at it as long as he can. Well, guys, great ending for tonight's games, for the guys at least, not so much for the girls, but hey.
The girls fought hard, dude.
Yeah, they did.
They were in it until the very end. They only lost by 2. And for the best team in the Saginaw Valley to only win by 2 against a 2-5 Davison team,
yeah,
that's pretty impressive for Davison.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to see, especially when a team plays. You know, they play hard for about 29 minutes, but lose it in the last 3. Yeah. You know, so especially like you said, a 2-5 team trying to take on a 6-0 team like that in the South. I think they played a very good game, and as Craig Hitchcock as a coach, you have to walk away from that bearing a loss. But at the same time, there's some very positive things that the Lady Cards can take away from that.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Game Day from DTV here. I'm Grant Palmentier alongside Sean Bednard, Chris Jarrett, and Trace Clinton. Have a nice night.
All right.